Jill.
Yeah.
We're live now.
Huh?
We're live now.
We're live now?
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna watch that thing.
What thing?
You just wanted to show me the guys.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Still.
I go upstairs and you're like, what? My memory?
And if it still exists...
Right here. Hello to the viewers that are watching. Right now I'm showing the intro to The Amazing Atheist, and I really like it. It's Pessimist Productions. But here it is. You ready?
51 ways.
The birds fly out.
That's cool.
Is that not badass? And then look, he
51
has,
ways to make the world less hostile.
Well, yeah, usually he'll have
fat
Abandon All Hope right here. But I'm like, I like Pessimist Productions, but Abandon All Hope, damn.
Oh, I like how he did. It's like
It's cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's badass.
I like that.
I would
51 ways.
Alright, I'm gonna feed Ruby.
Okay. Yeah, so I was going to be taking a look at just different videos, also taking questions, mainly, if you guys got any questions, I'll answer those. Anything you got. Anything saucy, anything dirty. I like dirty ones. But, yeah, also, so there was this one on BBC 3. It's about Muslims and fashion. That's always good. The BBC 3 always does some interesting stuff. Where is that? Oh, so I should go here. Hey! Oh, yes, Jill was just in here. She's left now, though. Hi, Alien. How's it going? How are you? What was it? I should just go to history real quick. I swear to God, oh, here we go. This is just, so I was going to comment on this if you guys wanted to watch. Also, I will take other recommendations as well if anybody wants to do that.
No offense, but my religion does not stop my love for fashion.
I love the music.
People tend to think that because you're a Muslim female, that your dress sense is limited. I think that because I'm a Muslim female, my dress sense has learnt to adapt and all the while be unique in the way I execute it.
That's some verbiage for saying the same thing, is it not? My fashion sense isn't limited, guys. It's just altered in a certain specific way where I can't not do this certain thing, but it's not limited. It's just adapting and becoming fashionable on top of adapting. Limitation not involved.
Female, that your dress sense is limited. I think that because I'm a Muslim female, my dress sense has learnt to adapt and all the while be unique in the way I execute it.
Yeah, like when I wear my hijab and I also want to wear something else, but I have to still wear the hijab and there is no bending that rule. I think that's called limited.
As a Muslim, we are taught to uphold the fundamentals and teachings of faith and keep it close to our heart. And I aim to resonate this every single time I pick an outfit in the morning. In Islam, it teaches...
God, that's got to be a daunting task if every single day you have to think about what the creator of the universe is going to think about what you're wearing. Usually I just think about if it's comfortable. But she's like, well, is God going to like it? That sucks.
...is about modesty and dressing appropriately. And that does not mean that I am oppressed. That's...
Yeah, you can speak from personal experience, but for lots of other people it does it not?
And that does not mean that I am oppressed.
What I hate is how they push this idea. They just obviously try to push an idea that the hijab is not a sign of oppression. And I'm fine with it being an open conversation and having it be, okay, well, obviously, not all the time is a woman who's wearing a hijab is going to be oppressed, especially where they live, the laws that are in place in a certain area. But to say, oh, it only means this, period, is literally leaving out an entire conversation that should be had. Oh, but for the sake of being PC, we're just going to go along with the fact that, oh, yeah, no, the hijab does not limit my fashion sense. My ass. Of course it does. By God. Nonetheless.
That simply means that I have chosen to uphold the basic standard of Muslim dress, period. My sense of style varies. I mean...
You know what doesn't vary? My hijab. That stays on me 24/7. So I'm limited in that sense, but any other way I'm not limited.
I love
Trust me.
putting different pieces together. I love trainers.
The hijab and my shoes. The hijab and my dress. The hijab and really any other thing you can think of. But the hijab is always necessary. You know.
One day I love flats another. I can understand why a person could say that, you know, my sense of style is stopped by my faith, but I think my faith elevates my sense of style.
Oh, it's a way of just like asserting something. You almost presented like a good argument at the beginning. It seemed to go somewhere. You're like, yeah, my faith has nothing to do with my fashion sense, or actually it limits it to a certain degree, into saying that it actually provides a catalyst or a jumping off point for being even more of a fashionista than you already were. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like saying a nun is more invigorated after being a nun to enter into the fashion world because God said you must be modest, and being a fashionista is right up there with being modest. Am I right? No. Oh, those things are not one and the same. They're different. Okay. You've clearly never seen the bikini. I just can't tell apart from the normal bikinis. Yeah, sure you can't. She's clearly living in England too. Yeah, she is. You can tell. And yeah, that's basically all I have. Someone give me something else. I just hopped on here, and I was like, I'm gonna speak up a storm, but I don't even got a second video. I'm thinking, I can always do Jordan stuff. That always seems to do better. Have you guys seen this guy? Peter Kane dog training? That guy's fucking hilarious. Oh, I know what I want to do. Okay, so there was a moment in the debate with... Who the fuck was it? I think it was Ben Shapiro. Oh, yeah, we can watch that. That'll be good. The BBC Ben Shapiro shit. Let's do that. I already have to piss, though. God damn it. You know what I should change it to? Did Muhammad think that it was just a fashion choice? Yeah, that's what he thought, too. He's like, yeah, just, you know, express yourself. Express yourself. I should change the title of it to, like, Wrecking Ben Shapiro. Then I might get more people into this stream. What do you think? Wrecking Ben Shapiro? Because I'll probably talk about this one for a while. Will it change if I change it? I mean, we could try. How about this? Watching Ben Shapiro. That should get the lefties in here. Changes are being saved, everybody. Thank you very much. And we will be back to regular scheduled programming here in 1 second.
Ben Shapiro, you're followed by millions of people online and on social media. You're
Okay, I think-
one of the biggest names in American...
I think our volumes are pretty close here, everybody. I think it is. I think we're good to go. What's the kinkiest shit you've done? With humans? Because if we're talking, there's some farm animals, I'm telling you. No, I don't know, man. so many things I can't even start to count. I think one time I wore a mask and I pretended to be Ben Shapiro while I had sex with my girlfriend, and she wore a Jordan Peterson mask, and we went at it. It was crazy. So that's probably the kinkiest shit.
Conservatism. What is it you think you're tapping into?
Well, I think that there are a couple of things. One, there is actually a hunger for different ideas. The monolithic nature of the United States media is pretty evident in terms of its politics. People tend to agree on essentially the liberal point of view and increasingly a radical leftist point of view in the media. And obviously, I speak in response to that. At the same time, I try to provide an honest take.
Yeah, you speak in response to it in such an ignorant way, though, I find. Like, I used to be on board when first starting to see the SJW problem or just some of the reactionary problems. I'd be like, oh, yeah, Ben burns this guy, Ben burns that guy. But I really stopped paying attention to people when they don't hold on to their own principles. Clearly, Ben Shapiro is not a facts over feelings guy. He is obviously his core principle is the fact that he is a religious person, and nothing deviates from that. If, let's say, logic contradicts his religious worldview, he will reject logic and not religion. So the fact that he is some champion of logic and reason and fighting this type of PC culture is just bullshit. I see him as a part of the problem, a part of the actual facts versus feelings problem, because he doesn't take it all the way. He obviously stops at a certain point, and other people can be reasonable. Let's say some of the SJWs Ben Shapiro talks about, they'll bring reason and logic up to a certain point until they kill it where they feel like it for the sake of their feelings, and that's exactly what Ben Shapiro does. Yet he is a champion of owning these people who have pretty much the exact same mind frame as him, just in a different area. It's some bullshit. You didn't have sex with your girlfriend? Okay. No, never have once. Unless she was wearing that Jordan Peterson mask, and I was like, let's go, baby! But also magic. Yeah, he's all the facts and logic, but also magic. He's like, yeah, guys, when it comes to libertarianism, you can't be telling other people what to do, but if you do not profess this type of faith, well, then you're a heathen. So, yeah, he's absolutely a hypocrite. But I do have to pee. I so sincerely apologize, everybody. But I'm going to come back even stronger and more fierce. Here I go. Do you guys use hand sanitizer? Because I use hand sanitizer, and I think I use it way too much. Like, I was worried about having kids, and I was like, man, I'm going to want to wash their hands all the damn time. Like, but that'd probably fuck a kid up. Hey, wash your hands every 10 seconds of the day. I'm going to screw my kid up. Well, well, this is awkward. Oh, sorry, man. Back to it.
On the issues of the day, and that means that I am not beholden to the Republican Party, for example. It means that I am going to speak out whenever I think that a principle is being violated, just no matter who is doing the violation.
You work for the right-wing bright...
Yeah, religious principles, mind you, not logical principles or reasonable principles, just his faith tradition principles. So if I feel that someone is professing Judaism without also condemning gay people while they do it, then obviously that person's not a Jew. I mean, it's about the most orthodox way you could interpret a religion is either my way or the highway, and that's called orthodoxy, and that's what this fucking dude is.
Breitbart website, but you left over its support for Donald Trump. And I think you said you'd never vote for Mr. Trump. Why is that?
Well, he sure came around on Trump, didn't he? Feels like he's really had a change of heart on Trump as of late, given what a lot of his base kind of thinks about Trump. Is there a 30 to 40 second lag? Is that true? I'm not sure what that would be, man. I don't know. I just literally took a piss, if that's what you're thinking.
Well, in 2015, 2016, the Breitbart made a hard turn in favor of one particular candidate, and that's their prerogative. Lots of publications have an editorial point of view, and Breitbart was one of those. The reason that I left Breitbart...
You never know what's going to happen in your face, Trump. I'm looking at this like it's game.
...who earn millions of dollars selling records to millions of Americans talk about their leftist politics in front of other cheering leftists who will undoubtedly congratulate them at the after parties where they get thousands of dollars of swag.
So, Ben, let me just ask you this.
See, the narrative switches. This is what I fucking hate about people, or what about, people that I don't like, is that they switch narratives with, and it's the, it's about being a figurehead on YouTube or just being a popular person. You cannot continue to maintain a substantial following without bending your principles at some in some field, and he obviously has here. Most people have here. You look at Stephen Molyneux, you look at a lot of people who didn't like Trump coming into office, and now that Trump's kind of a staple piece of wrecking SJWs, well, now they're going to adopt and condone any type of action that comes out of the Trump administration, even though they know full well that a lot of these things are destructive towards American politics, but they're not going to say anything due to the fact that they would get a bunch of backlash. And if you think that Ben Shapiro is the type to say whatever he wants whenever he wants, this is obviously not the case. He has said things and backtracked on them quickly. You can see the tweet about, oh, Jews build things, Arabs destroy things, and he was like, oh, I was just talking specifically about Palestinians. And he's just a fraud, and I hate frauds. I hate fakes. Like Ben Shapiro, I would consider Jordan Peterson among them. And truly, I hate people who they go around spouting that they're all about facts, and when their core literal value is one of fucking religious belief. And he's the champion of facts.
This for Kevin Hart.
Yeah, for religious people, for like the majority of religious Americans, they will adopt an Orthodox Jew to be a champion of their Judeo-Christian values for the sake of they have no one else to do the fucking job at this point. So I guess Ben Shapiro, you're the man for the job. Oh yeah, sorry. What's up, man? Tim, how's it going? Long time no see. And then what does he say here? There's something to it, and yeah, we are lagging bad. What? Okay, so I don't know how to fix that. Let me see here. So I'm lagging really bad. Does anyone have a way of correcting that? Because I don't. I mean, all I could do is maybe restart the stream. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing a lot of other people say it, so I'm just going to keep going. Viewership doesn't seem to be... it just dropped, but yeah. So, anyways.
Specifically was because of an incident in which a Breitbart reporter, a female reporter, was grabbed on the arm by Corey Lewandowski, then the campaign manager for President Trump, and was bruised on the arm, and then Corey Lewandowski proceeded to lie about it, and Breitbart proceeded to throw its own reporter under the bus, suggest that she was lying or making this up. And at that point, I determined that I could no longer work for a publication that wasn't even willing to stand up for its own reporters, and instead would throw those reporters under the bus in favor of a candidate that it sought to back.
Also, if you would look at the context of the way that Ben Shapiro will bring up sexual allegations, it doesn't seem to really succinct with the outcry of the Me Too movement. Like, he will be steadfast in his condemnation of being over sexualized in the workplace. He'll say, oh, this was just totally inappropriate. But in other areas, he won't even give the benefit of the doubt to certain individuals. So as you can see, it's not so much someone's specific policy that I have a problem with. It's the way that they're wish-washy about it, and they can jump from one narrative to another seamlessly while their base can't tell the difference. Once that happens, you know that they're along for the ride for the character and the personality and no longer the actual facts on the ground. They're along for the ride of the ponage. And it doesn't matter if the person is pwned along the way. They will always scream from the rooftops that, oh, my side won. Bullshit.
Haven't you lost your battle for the Republican Party, though? Isn't the Republican Party now the party of Trump?
No, I mean, I think that the Republican Party is always the party of whomever is the president, technically speaking. But in terms of who are the sort of the thought leaders inside the conservative movement, who are the people who are driving a lot of the discussion inside the...
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that, Hoth Rebel. Yeah, I was bringing the wolf back. Just, because I am Cogent Canine, and you have a dog in here somehow.
Conservative movement, I don't think that's correct at all. I think that most Republicans see President Trump as a vehicle for their policy preferences, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they agree with all of his personal foibles or the way that he behaves or the things that he says. And I think a lot of Republicans...
Well, that may be true, Ben Shapiro, and I absolutely do agree that Ben Shapiro doesn't agree with everything that he has to say. It's just in the fact that when he is president and there is this narrative being pushed of Trump dysphoria, you obviously play into that. And you're not this level-headed person that you claim to be that's going to decipher each and every instance as it comes in. You're mainly going to paint it as a left versus right scenario. This is obviously your MO. Clearly, can we not see the channels that clearly display themselves as left-leaning, clearly display themselves as right-leaning? So to say that you do not let go some of the shit that you probably wouldn't otherwise, let's say the roles were reversed and Barack Obama was president, you would be harping on the fact that he fucking golfs all the time. But guess who golfs more than Barack Obama ever did? Fucking Trump. Guess who does more executive orders than fucking Trump ever did? Donald Trump. That was like the basis of the Republican Party when Obama was in office, was saying, oh, he's violating the constitutional rights. And now that Trump's in office, it's like, well, if he's violating and shaking up the elitist narrative, then it's all good with me. Even though if he says outrageous shit, is a fucking asshole all the time, and is literally dissolving some of the fundamentals of how we built this country, that doesn't matter because he's shaking things up. He's being innovative. It's just fucking retarded. To pretend like Ben Shapiro is fair and balanced like Fox News is insane.
Responds in anger to the media attacking President Trump, mainly out of a reactionary and half-appropriate upset that the media seem to have a double standard when it comes to covering certain politicians.
I'm interested that you think
stupid
there's
shit. The alternative media that presents themselves as an alternative to the media that presents a narrative. Me, as an alternative news source, doesn't have a narrative to push, doesn't have... oh, I'm not monetizing my videos. I'm not making revenue off pushing bullshit clickbait constantly. No, that's not me, Ben Shapiro. That's the mainstream media. The Daily Wire never will fucking mislead you in any way imaginable. So fucking... How can you be such a two-face, and then there's going to be a section of the population that says, I like each face. It doesn't matter which coin, or which side of the fucking coin it flips, I like it. Because I just like him pwning people.
a thought movement inside the Republican Party. I mean, haven't the Conservatives run out of ideas in America? All the new policies, the Medicare for all, $15 minimum wage, the
And
Green
that
New
smirk.
Deal, they're all coming.
That notorious smirk. Let me tell you. 'Cause I just like him pwning people. Because I just like him pwning people. And haven't the Conservatives run out of ideas in America? All the new policies, the Medicare for all, $15 minimum wage, the Green New Deal, they're all coming.
That notorious smirk. Let me tell you.
Yeah, he does rage quit. He rage quits out of life. He's like, damn, everything that my entire career had been leading up to this point, he could have solidified it. He could have held his poise. He could have, in the face of fire, held to his gumption and not have done this. And especially when the book or whatever he was trying to advertise had to do with American politics not being heated, when we are notoriously known for being vitriolic and ambushing in our politics. Oh, yeah, no, you solidified that we're not like that to the world, Ben. Fucking idiot. So I couldn't come up with anything else. Idiot. Fucking douchebag.
In particular, he's in New York City, at Radio City, and he's gone out of his way to be one of the most successful comedians and
Oh, yeah,
entertainers.
whoops, I'm on the wrong video.
Coming from the left, and they're popular.
Well, frankly, I'm confused by the idea that any of those are particularly new ideas. I mean, most of those ideas have been around since Franklin Delano Roosevelt at the very earliest.
Yeah, well, the Conservative Party has been about pulling back policy the entire time. And I'm not one to always be writing new legislation. I don't think that that's the job of the government, to constantly be writing new legislation. But it should be written when the times call for it, or it's pertinent to do so. And what I can never say the goddamn word. Conservatism is that what being a conservative entails is the exact opposite of what a progressive would be. And I think a liberal is in between those two things. I think being a liberal is doing what's necessary. And being a conservative is just like, let's pull back, let's just wait. And then being a progressive is like, let's just charge forward into the dark, see what happens.
Or at the very latest, rather. Some of them go all the way back to Woodrow Wilson. But the idea that new ideas are absent in the Republican Party is obviously untrue. We have a very strong debate that goes on inside sort of the conservative halls of intelligentsia about what is the appropriate...
The conservative halls of intelligentsia? Are you kidding me? Do you mean saying this policy is going to destroy America? This policy is going to destroy America? Oh, allowing blacks their freedom really could dissolve the foundation of America. Is that what a conservative is, Ben?
Action to take with regard to the medical system. Should global warming be considered a real threat, or should global warming be considered something that technology will solve? And if so, what are the best aspects of solving that? Now, there's a rich and...
Well, here's what I can say. I can say that denying the fact that humans are involved in global warming for the argument that the weather changes all the time. Didn't you see there was an ice age, and the ice age comes and goes? Maybe we're just entering into another ice age. Well, if that were to be the case, whether or not that it is caused by humans or it's just all natural, the fact is that things are happening that should be taken into consideration when we're moving forward in the world. Like, how do we adapt to living in this climate that seems to be changing? Whether we're responsible or not, it seems that it is our responsibility to ensure that people don't die because of where we live. That's called adapting, Ben. Would you not like us to adapt and evolve? Or should we just go with this happy notion that, no, that God has everything planned out until we all die? Is that it? Sure, yeah, no. God wouldn't make an environment where we all died in the end, would he? Oh, wait, he made cancer. That's killing a lot of people. Well, he sure wouldn't burn us all by changing the climate, I know that.
Intellectual debate on the right about nationalism versus patriotism, for example, or populism.
I thought I talk fast. Seriously, sometimes I think I talk fast, but he has me beat by a couple words per second.
Versus free marketeerism. That debate is happening on the right to sort of suggest that the right in America is bereft of ideas, but the left is full of ideas. Number one, not all ideas are good ideas. I mean, AOC is pretty good evidence of that. I'm a big fan of some old ideas myself that I think are pretty...
I'm for the progressive tax policy. I think after 10 million, I'd probably go with 50% after really any amount of money, because I think 50% is enough. But sure, 70%, I'm not going to argue the figures. I think after $10 million, taxing at 70% is justifiable when you look at the actual problems that exist in the world. When you look at, oh, okay, this person who makes $10 million a year isn't going to be able to afford, or it's unfair that he can't afford a new yacht, given the fact that these other people didn't work for it, and they're being fed off the money that would have been used for a yacht. You know, I don't really care for that argument, given the actual results when you play that out. When you play that out, a bunch of people die because this other person wanted to get his yacht. And I just don't care much about the luxuries of life than I do the essentials. So that's why I would consider myself on the left, because it seems to me that the Democratic Party cares more about the disadvantaged than the Conservative Party / libertarians, who just go, you know, if you didn't work for it, then go ahead and fucking die, you piece of shit.
Pretty good. But beyond that, I think that it is intellectual sneering of the highest order to suggest that only the left has new and decent ideas.
Well, that's high praise, because I love myself some Martin Scorsese, let me tell you. Woo! Him and DiCaprio together as a bunch. Ooh, it's a good combo.
Some of the ideas that are popular in your side of politics would seem to take us back to the Dark Ages, Georgia,
yeah.
new abortion laws, which you are much in favor of, that a woman who miscarries could get 30 years. A Georgian woman who travels to another state for an abortion procedure.
Why is he biting his lip like that? This guy seems cool, calm, and collected, like he's interviewed 1,000 people 1,000 times. And then our Americanized version just looks like an idiot. So I can definitely see this stereotype of Americans being dumb, because it seems for the most part that we're not dumb, but we're slightly out of touch, maybe. And not in the sense that being out of touch is a bad thing, if being out of touch is correct. It seems that he's out of touch in all the wrong ways, meaning he uses arguments that aren't actually arguments. Hey, I want us to consider abortion through the lens of religiosity. And I say, go back to the Dark Ages bin. We will consider these things as the problems arise and deal with them accordingly. But we're not going to look at books that were written that long ago in order to decide what women do with their bodies now, or how we go about solving abortion rights. The Bible has nothing to do with that, bin. You fucking idiot.
Could get 10 years. These are extreme hard policies.
Well, okay, a couple of things. One, I'm not sure. I mean, frankly, I don't know whether are you an objective journalist or are you an opinion journalist?
Okay, here we go. So here's the attack. This is called an attack preemptively thinking that there is attack coming at you. This is called a preemptive attack, or a preemptive nuclear strike. This is what this is called right here, and Ben's doing it.
I'm a journalist that asks questions.
Okay, so you're a supposedly objective journalist calling policies with which you disagree barbaric and suggesting only one side of the political aisle has ideas. So I just want to point out that I wish you would at least be honest in your own biases.
Mr. Shapiro,
I think if we were to take that all the way back, I would be saying the fact that I don't condone owning slavery would make me anti-religious, your fucking retarded book. So if I don't condone the fact that in the Old Testament it says, I shall not wear two fabrics at the same time, and obviously Ben Shapiro with his stupid tweed jacket and his cotton button-up, he's obviously transgressing against his own faith. So we should point that out as well, should we not? It's so fucking retarded how you will cherry pick the Bible and say that the fact that you're not talking about this makes you not religious. But I ignore all this other shit in the Bible too. Obviously, I'm not stoning gay people that it calls for in the Torah, which is the Old Testament. Obviously, it calls for barbaric things, Ben. You want to talk about those? No, let's forget about that shit. It's just the gays.
Are you a member of
Broadcasting in America is now so polarized that on one program you only have the left, and another one you just have the right. My job is to question those who have strong views and put an alternative to them. If you were an anti-abortion person, I would be putting pro-abortion questions to you. But you are
really. Would you call the pro-choice
position? So why don't you just answer my question,
sir? I'm happy to answer your question. Please answer this one. Would you?
Sir, okay, just hold up. Just wait for a second, okay?
Would you suggest that a late-term abortion is brutal?
I'm not taking a view on this issue. I'm asking you the questions.
Sir,
you just point. Yeah, it is a good point. It's you don't. He is asking the questions. You come on having an opinion that is obviously going to be divisive. This is also what I kind of have a problem with Sam Harris. I'm a big fan of Sam Harris. But the fact is, if you're going to talk about these things, there is going to be a certain amount of pushback. So to continually talk about the pushback that you get in talking about these controversial issues seems like a misnomer. It's like it's faulty reasoning to think that you're going to continually be able to fight back against pushback that you're going to have. That is ultimately free speech. So I don't like the fact that people try to shut other people's voices down, but that's not what's happening here. This is called someone who disagrees with you maybe is having an altercation with you. That should not be seen as an attack all the time. You should see it as an opportunity to voice your opinion and to get it across in a way that's clear and palatable for at least your fan base, and that makes sense. And if you can't do that, well, then you failed, and it's not appropriate to storm off and then accuse the interviewer of all these things. Now, I do understand that interviewers can have malicious intent, but given what he's actually being interviewed about, given the fact that his stance is one about not getting upset in American politics, it is absolutely the opposite of the way you would want to present yourself reacting to someone pushing you on a subject matter. If that was your way of saying that we've gone too far in American politics, we're too divisive, we're too verbose, I believe that's a word, then the way of proving that would not be going on a television show and then attacking the other person for having questions, even if unfair. But I don't think they are unfair. I think they're completely justified, you dipshit Ben Shapiro.
Just suggested the pro-life position is inherently brutal and terrible, so I'm asking you, as an objective journalist, would you ask the same question to a pro-choice advocate by calling their position brutal?
Wait, I gotta pay attention to this real quick. Okay, it says, what is that, Martin? Hey there, what's up, Synth? How are you, man? Good to see you. You want to talk about being a victim of the system? Okay, go ahead and I'll hear that out. God, your voice is froggy. No coach. Ban me, daddy. Okay, reminds me of Pee Wee Herman. Should have gone with the stoic route. Okay. Well, yeah, I never liked my voice personally. It's just something I gotta get used to. But hey, if you don't like my voice, I apologize. Actually, I don't. But that's fine.
I'm asking you is that why is it that a bill banning abortions after a woman has been pregnant for 6 weeks is not a return to the Dark Ages? What's your answer?
My answer is something called science. Human life exists at conception. It ought to be protected. Now, back to my question to you. You purport to be an objective journalist. BBC purports to be an objective down-the-middle network. It obviously is not. It never has been. And you, as a journalist, are proceeding to call one side of the political aisle ignorant, barbaric, and sending us back to the Dark Ages. Why don't you just say that you're on the left? Is this so hard for you? Why can't you just be honest?
Mr.
Seriously,
Shapiro,
it's a serious question.
Mr. Shapiro, if you only knew how ridiculous that statement is, you wouldn't have said it. So let's move on.
So apparently this guy in his country of origin is he's right-leaning. And it's actually surprising sometimes to find out that my left-leaning perspective would actually be considered more of a center or right-leaning perspective in other countries. So it is weird to see the differences in opinion when it comes to cultures in different countries. The fact that we don't see left versus right as the same thing, which is interesting. Something I've had to adapt to a little bit, given my closed-off world that I live in America, assuming that everything conforms to my ideal. You know, that's been a switch in my frame.
Would you vote
I
for
think
Mr.
it's pretty evident from your own questions exactly what you are, sir.
Trump? Would you vote for Mr. Trump in 2020?
I'd certainly consider voting for Mr. Trump in 2020, just like I'd consider voting for anybody else in 2020.
But
What?
didn't you once say that you'd never vote for him?
That's retarded. He wouldn't. He would never consider voting for AOC or AOC. So you're lying, Ben.
I said that I wouldn't vote for him in 2016. And then I wrote a column for National Review explaining the conditions under which I might change my mind.
You're a culture war warrior,
When he becomes popular, and it would be devastating to your career to do so.
isn't he largely on your side? You wrote once it was unlikely he'd appoint conservative judges to the Supreme Court. He has.
Right.
So you were wrong.
And so I like many of President Trump's policies, even if I still have serious reservations about his personality and character.
Do you think there's a Democrat that could beat him in 2020?
Sure, I think there are several Democrats who could.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel a little bit queasy about that. I would love it if we got a Democratic president, but I just don't think the way things are going, with the way that Joe Biden is leading the polls, the way that Bernie Sanders is leading right after him, and the type of vitriol that's being thrown at Joe Biden for old policy, not saying that people shouldn't be held to what they say. I'm just saying that it's a little bit idealistic to think that you're going to get an Elizabeth Warren right after a Donald Trump presidency. I think there needs to be a move from the switching of the Overton window, obviously, to a Trump era, to one where we try to regain civility while also remaining libertarian in some sense, which Donald Trump purports to believe in limited government and things like this. Although he's clearly not. And this is the contradiction that I've never really understood, is the fact that he appeals as the common man when he's nothing like that. He's the exact opposite of your salt of the earth person who works a 9-to-5 job. He's never done that in his entire life. And all his policies up to this point, in my view, have supported that notion that he is a crony capitalist. And I think all those things will come to fruition soon. But I really don't like to harp on the fact that I do also agree that there is some sort of a like the media does go overboard with the way it tries to denigrate Trump, in the way that it'll do it for really dumb, ignorant reasons that really just it poisons the well for actual real reasons that we want to condemn Trump. When you talk about his racism and his bigotry constantly, it kind of overshadows a lot of his incompetence. And I think that's where a lot of the so-called bigotry comes from, is ignorance and incompetence. Not so much actual hatred. So if we could focus more on the real issues, I think people like Ben Shapiro would have a lot less power in politics. Because obviously he's deemed as someone who speaks the facts. And if we could get more reasonable people to speak in controversial issues, then we wouldn't have to bank on Ben Shapiro to delve out the facts to all these bleeding heart liberals.
Could beat him in 2020.
Who would have the best chance?
I think that Joe Biden is likeliest to beat him, considering that he has significant appeal in a
Right,
lot of
but
the Rust
what's
Belt.
happening to Joe Biden now? He's getting reamed? Is that a good word? He's getting reamed.
In places like Pennsylvania, Michigan.
Okay, so back to the comments. The voice of God is faggy and fierce. Ben's voice is pretty nasally. Both voices are bad. Ben fucked up a bit in this interview. Reminds me of Pee Wee Herman. Should have gone the stoic route. It's hot. No worries. I was talking about Ben. Alright, and thanks everybody for showing up. I'm going to go back to the video and keep talking. So, and if you have any questions, leave them and I'll try to answer them.
Again, Wisconsin, the places that President Trump needs to win to retain the presidency. And Joe Biden also has a long history in politics, which means that the American people already have sort of a preconceived vision of him.
Well, right. If you like the Obama administration, then Joe Biden is a sign of the Obama administration coming back. So if you're one that says, I don't like the Trump administration, then that would be a good source to kind of lean on for winning an election. But I really do not think that a Bernie Sanders, an Elizabeth Warren, Andrew Yang, any of the kind of, not extreme, I don't say extreme because a lot of the policies I agree with, like the progressive tax plan, but I think really banking on the progressive tax plan, talking about wealth inequality versus talking about race inequality, is going to capture the Americans' attention more than specifically talking about identity politics. Because everybody's, whether they're having a worse time or not than the people in the worst spots in a third world country, people are still having a bad time in a Western capitalist society. They're having tons of problems. And I just don't think supplying a 9-to-5 job at the lowest wage possible is necessary in building or adapting as a society. We really need to start thinking of more progressive ways of living and not just being slaves to consumerism. But when you say that, people automatically think that you're a commie. They automatically think that you want to redistribute wealth in a way that makes everybody even. When I'm more of a democratic socialist, where I think that the very top echelon of society that has more than they can ever spend in their life should really take care of the bottom echelon of society that has a problem feeding themselves. I really see no problem with that as far as taxing the rich in order to supply for the poor. Obviously, that becomes a problem if there is no incentive for the rich to become rich in order to take care of the poor. But that only happens when you are completely socialist, when you don't give incentive to actually become wealthy. Take the progressive tax policy, for instance. People will always, after $10 million, opt to keep making more money after $10 million. I had just had a conversation with someone. They said, well, wouldn't you just stop at 9,999,000 in order to not get the progressive tax policy? And I said, no, because you would still make 30% of that million for every million after. So if you make $1 billion, you're going to make a shit ton of money, still making money, while also providing for those people who didn't have the same opportunities. Now, obviously, people have opportunities and they waste them. But I'm not concerned about those people infiltrating the welfare system enough to where we just completely abandon the welfare system. I truly do care that a Lamborghini is driving past a person in a cardboard box. It seems like a dystopian future that we should not be living in. Right, yeah. Yeah, I love the yeah, that's great. Rich people are the problem, poor people are the problem, right? Two straw mans, noise. UBI. Well, I don't know about UBI. I consider UBI for the basically the argument goes for Andrew Yang that I kind of support is that giving people $1,000 a month kind of consolidates the welfare system, meaning that if you're going to be making $1,000 a month, you're no longer going to get tax reductions. You're no longer going to get food stamps. You're no longer going to get like the medical breaks that you got before, because that $1,000 is going to lift you to a certain amount. So it's more of a consolidation of debt than it is actually a redistribution of wealth. But obviously someone on the right wouldn't see it like that, and obviously when I'm on the left I can see problems with it as well. I just hate the bipolar aspect of the political world, where if it's not one thing, it's the other. I absolutely hate it. I can't stand the red versus blue shit. Obviously, I think I lean more left just with my politics, but I just can't stand the infighting.
President Trump, as a campaigner, is very good at dragging unknowns through the mud, or at exposing details about people that are previously sort of covered up. But when it comes to Joe Biden, he's been well exposed for a very long time. Most people know him, and he's not nearly as unpopular even going in as Hillary
Like the Trump University scandal, that was a pretty bad one, wasn't it?
Clinton was in 2016.
So if it was a close race between Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump, you would, from what you say, I think, probably go for Mr. Trump.
Yes, I would vote for Mr. Trump if it were a race between Biden and Trump, because I think that the damage that President Trump has done to the country on a character and rhetorical level has already been done and cannot be undone. I don't see it as getting worse day by day. That is the new status quo, unfortunately.
Oh, so he agrees. Weirdly, he agrees that Trump has done something to the political environment. But I don't see him agreeing with someone who were to say that actually Trump hasn't done anything to the political environment. He's actually he's infiltrated in such a way that he's actually fixing it from the inside out. He's creating such a shitstorm that eventually the uproar to Trump will be seen as such a catastrophic thing coming back against Trump that we're eventually going to even out in some political manner, that his outrageousness will be weighed out by the left's outrageousness, and then we'll meet somewhere equally in the middle. Well, I don't really see that happening. I see us being more politically divided and polarized than ever, and I don't see it getting better with another Trump 4 years. I just don't. I see it getting more and more poisoned. And I don't think that's talking about like politically incorrect issues. just per se. Like, that's not what the problem is. It's the way that Trump handles the position of authority, and especially the highest office of authority. If we were to ever talk about class and dignity and respect, then this is what it would mean. These are the types of positions that we would deem people to act those ways. I don't expect actors to hold poise. I don't expect athletes to hold poise. I don't expect the majority of society to hold poise. But when it is the leader of the America and lots of the world, then it is absolutely necessary that you are represented in some way that can be connected to the rest of the populace. To be a divided leader like he is, I don't think is going to do well for America at all. And I think it's actually done very bad for us thus far, even though maybe some of the stats may show that the stocks went up, that we're doing good on an economic sense. I see those things not being as important as some of the esteem and some of the prestige that has been taken out of the position that he holds. Because let's get real here. We don't want our presidents being fucking Twitter edgelords. Okay, as much as I like having a good laugh at a racist joke, at your PC culture shit, I like laughing at it. I still don't think the president of the United States should be held to a YouTuber standard, for fuck's sake, you know? Or maybe I'm old school in that sense.
Now the question becomes which policies I would most like to see enacted, and Trump's policy preferences are closer to my own than Joe Biden's are.
Now, you're a star of new media, of conservative
Not mine.
new media. You and others on the left and the right, you position yourselves as supposed tellers of hard truths. But haven't you all just really coarsened public discourse in America and exacerbated its divisions?
You know, it's kind of odd to be hearing about me coarsening public discourse when you call policies you disagree with brutal and bringing us back to the Dark Ages, sir.
What a fucking idiot. Ben Shapiro, you're a fucking idiot. Here, this is what I can say about Ben Shapiro, that he's a champion of truth, right? No, but he's not. He's a champion of controversy, given that the Daily Wire hops on controversy left and right, just like mainstream media is. And if you're looking for a podcaster or media that presents the facts without spin, you're not going to find it on the Daily Wire. You're not going to find it on CNN. Everybody has spin. You have to collect the facts from an assortment of different sources, or else you're not going to get a true panorama of the world at that time. And I know for a fact, when it comes to delving out the facts, that Ben Shapiro does not do that on a regular basis. Right? And that's what, it's not necessarily what he's saying, and I could obviously take issue with what this guy is saying, but in comparison to Ben Shapiro's worldview, it doesn't make sense for Ben to be saying this shit. That's mainly my gripes.
The point, I don't want to return to it, but the point was to put a position for you to reply to it. And I thought we covered that.
That's...
Well, I'll put some of the points too, because on your videos,
characterization of issues is part of the problem in the coarsening of public debate.
Well, maybe it's also part of your problem too.
Yeah, maybe it's your tone and your veracity in which you come into conversation, Ben. That could also be some of what you were talking about. Maybe you're a little... people are a little standoffish of you. The fact that you immediately hit them with facts and knowledge, even though they're slimed up with with faith and your religion. So that's what I absolutely hate about it. And that's what I like about people who are irreligious, because obviously you can say that there is no instance in time where they're banking on something other than their humanity. So obviously there's going to be instances in time in this interview where Ben Shapiro banks on religious faith, where if we were to be watching a Sam Harris, at what time could he say, well, God doesn't approve, so therefore you're wrong?
Because we have from your YouTube videos, Ben Shapiro destroys the abortion argument. Ben Shapiro destroys transgenderism.
Yeah, there's just a few. There's not that many. There's a shit ton. Oh my god. Ben Shapiro destroys Antifa argument for use of violence. Awesome. Ben Shapiro torches arrogant leftists in epic battle over abortion. Ben Shapiro destroyed by conservative. Oh well, we just started getting these recently. And Ben Shapiro actually came out in a tweet and said, "Oh, that's what it feels like to get destroyed."
And abortion. Is that not a kind of coarse public discourse?
Well, are those videos labeled by me?
I have no idea. But
Why are
they
you
get
picking
3
out?
million
Why are
views.
you? I have a question. Why are you picking out random YouTube videos put up by people who are not me?
Are you,
and then attributing the titles to me?
Are you unhappy with the way they've been described?
I think that people can describe me however they please. It's a free.
I thought this part was particularly funny because the guy phrases the question as in a sense that he would not like the being adopted into the sphere of destroying people on YouTube, but he doesn't course correct in a sense to say, no, I disown the fact that I'm destroying people on YouTube. He just says, no, people can do whatever they want. Then why object to the fact that people are using destroy? He said that I don't feel as if he was connecting Ben to it like in a direct chain. I think he was just bringing it up. Like, is that what you consider American discourse being destroyed on YouTube? And obviously you're involved in that. And he could have taken that opportunity to say, no, I don't really think that's an appropriate way to have a discussion. No, he goes, no, people can do whatever the fuck they want. Obviously those help my career. The more I destroy videos that I have out there, that's obviously going to bring more clout to the channel. So obviously I love the destroy videos, but no, people can do whatever they want. Fucking idiot.
Free country, and I'm all in favor of a public debate. If you watch the actual clips, they are generally civil conversations between me and somebody who disagrees with me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you give all the time in the world for these young kids to interpret their feelings and emotions before you fucking literally pwn them. It's like a Psychology 101 student. Ben Shapiro destroyed a Psychology 101 major.
Say in your new book, you suggest that America's largest struggle at the moment is, quote, the struggle for our national soul. We are so angry at each other right now. And I think that's true. I've just returned from the United States. But aren't you part of the problem with the way you go about your disc?
Of course he is. From the beginning of time in countries, religiosity has been a prime source of anxiety, despair, and isolation. From the beginning of American history, it has been the religious right who has constantly tried to hold us back against real progress, and not fake progress like a lot of people would deem it today, but real actual human rights progress. So that's what religion has held us back from. But yeah, continue to talk about how we've lost a religious attitude in America, and that's why people live longer than ever. That's why there's more people alive than ever. Yeah, it's because science cured disease. It's because science and modern times have destroyed civility. In some ways it's true with social media, but the way these guys take it and just fly it overboard and then connect it to religion, like, oh, we're being decadent online and watching porn because we're not listening to Allah. It's like, I think those things can be true without the adding of a higher power. Maybe it's just bad to be online all the time watching porn and not getting work done. Is that possible? Oh no, it's because God doesn't want you to jerk off? Is that it, Ben? Is that your fucking argument?
Discourse, not the solution?
I think we can all do better in our discourse, but the fact that I've reached out to so many people across the aisle to have conversations with them is pretty evident. The fact that I was willing to walk from a publication that was paying me money over principle is pretty evident. The fact that I've called out President Trump, a member of a party of which I am a member, repeatedly when I think that he has done things that are immoral, I think is decent evidence that I'm looking at least for a civil conversation.
Well, as you say in your book, you say that there's a kind of key phrase.
I love this. Okay, so we're at 10:02 of 1606, and this is where he says, but I enjoy a civil conversation. Now, one could say this person in the BBC studio wasn't being civil, therefore Ben Shapiro walked out. But what I would consider less civil is leaving a discussion even when you are being attacked with questions. That's what it's called to be not angry, to hold poise in situations where it's uncomfortable and you're being attacked. So if you're going to be going on notoriously less controversial show like BBC and you're of the Daily Wire, it would be pertinent upon you to show that you're not the exact thing that this person is trying to represent you as, if that's what you think that they're trying to do. If Ben Shapiro thinks that this person's attacking him and trying to do all this shit, then it would be of your best interest to remain calm. But it's not what he does. It's not what he does.
We are so angry at each other right now. But as I say, aren't you part of that anger? Aren't you encouraging that anger? For example, you described Mr. Obama's State of the Union address in 2012 as
oh god, I love this shit.
Fascist mentality in action.
So you can't really say that you're not a clickbait artist. You're not one trying to capture the nation's attention via bullshit and headlines. When you do shit like that, you can't claim the opposite when you're claiming that the Obama administration simply having whatever they were having is fascist in nature. And of course, this is rhetorical. It is a way of being exactly what Ben Shapiro is. It's not one of nuance. It's not one of facts. It's one of rhetorical speeches. And if you don't agree with me and I'm Ben Shapiro, then obviously you're logically wrong and my fan base will think so, even though I'm a complete fucking idiot with no basis of my arguments. Okay?
Well, I think that if you want to argue with the characterization, then we can talk about what exactly his State of the Union address.
I think that's the exact conversation we're trying to have, Ben, is the characterization of people in politics. I can't remember the last time I deemed a video, even with people that I disagree with, I never called them a fascist. Usually I try to never even call them a bad name in the title. You do that 24-7, Ben. 24/7. Omar tweets out something completely innocuous and benign about the church, the cathedral being burnt down, Notre Dame, and you take that as an attack upon American politics because she wears a hijab. Now, I understand the hijab conflicts with your interests, but that does not mean that every single tweet that comes out is anti-American because someone wears a hijab. Each thing should be considered individually, you fuck shit. He's just such a knob. What do you call that, a knobber? Such a knobber.
Said, is it charged language in politics? Sure. The problem that I have
is it charged language in politics? Sure. But the problem is charged language in politics. Was it charged language in politics? Sure. But what I'm here to discuss is about how charged language in politics is destroying the foundation of politics.
with charged language in politics, which I'm generally in favor of. I like a robust public debate and a very loud and spirited public debate. I have no problem with that.
Oh, is a spirited public and a debate calling people fascists?
Whatsoever. What I'm talking about is the assumption that people with whom we disagree politically are inherently of bad character or
Listen to the contradictory statement right here. Ready?
in your words, want to bring us back to the Dark Ages.
Like fascism? Like the fucking World War II? No? Idiot. Okay, I'm gonna read some of these. Alienation seems a bit unfair to me. Remember, the super rich are only like... I think that's referring to something a little bit ago. No name. Yes, so in other 30%, okay. Holy Henry, do people just think that fascism equals authoritarianism now? A real political ideology, the word actually means something. No, exactly. You're exactly right, Holy. And he's trying to present his characterization as fascism as something legitimate, when really he's accusing the left of using words like racist and words that are condemn people to a fate of political destruction or of social destruction. And he doesn't think calling people a fascist or using similar rhetoric is at all quantifiable to what other people are doing. I think this is just a complete lapse. Well, obviously it's just bias on full display, is it not? Knob is a slur against Jews? What? No, it's not. Cogent, spank me. Why the fuck do you want me to do things to you, man? Pay me money and I'll spank you. Like $100, I'll spank your ass. Okay? You gotta buy the plane ticket, though. Unless you want to be verbally spanked. No name. How fucking... Might as well call your name John fucking Doe. Jesus Christ, man.
But again, it was your description of the State of the Union address in 2012 as fascist.
The wording of President Trump's 2012 address was bad and wrong.
That's all. There's plenty of things that are bad and wrong, but it doesn't make them...
Fucking fuck me. You said it was fascist. Well, I thought it was bad and wrong. Well, guess what else is bad and wrong? A sliver. I got a sliver while I was running across the wooden dock. It was bad. It was wrong. What a fucking chode. What a knob. What a knob.
Well, I suppose that's true. But if you would like to, again, if you'd like to read me the column out loud, I suppose I can critique it for you.
Well, again, with Mr. Obama, you said, you're Jewish yourself. I only mentioned that because to put this in context.
He's like, you can't say, I love this part. I have to go to this real quick. Okay. I can't type.
I think the lawyer's right. We got to send this guy some kind of message.
It's definitely time to take action, but we should be careful because I don't want to come off as anything.
Okay, so the reason why I go to this is because oftentimes when people want to say Jew, they say Jewish because it just sounds like less controversial. And you say, look at that fucking Jew. Like, obviously I'm saying he's Jewish, but it just sounds better to say, look at that Jewish person. Look at that Muslim person. Look at that Muslim. It just sounds better. And I think that this captures that kind of stupidity perfectly in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So let's take a look.
Anti-Semitic. This guy's Jewish.
No, what's that have to do with anything, dude? Yeah.
Well,
we don't have a problem with Jews. It's this guy in particular.
Whoa. Jewish, okay? He's Jewish. Don't use the word Jew. I don't appreciate that.
That's okay.
That is a racial slur, Charlie. And
calling somebody a Jew who is a Jew is not a racial slur.
Please don't use the word Jew. It makes me uncomfortable.
No,
it's
it's
not
about
anti-Semitic.
the context that you use, and then if you use the right context,
Charlie,
you're good.
You're the most misinformed person that I've ever met. You don't even know what's going on in Israel.
Oh, yeah, this ought to do it. Yeah. Okay, so what's the next step?
There is no next step. This is it.
This is it?
Yeah.
This is your plan?
It's awesome.
This isn't gonna do shit.
What do you mean this isn't gonna do shit?
There needs to be a next step or something.
Hey, do you know how hard it is to get toilet paper off of a building, especially if it rains?
That's true.
This Jew's in for a ton of
Whoa, man, you can't say things like that.
I don't know what I said. What did I say?
You dropped a hard J on
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Jew? You guys said it.
Shh. You can say it, but it
Jew
has to be in the
guy.
right
You
context.
guys said I could say Jew.
You can, but
You
in
said
the
I
right
could call
context,
people in the right
man.
context.
Well, what is the right context?
Well,
All right.
this, you know,
Person of the Jewish faith,
right?
in a group of other people
Yeah.
from the Jewish faith.
Then I
This
said,
guy's
is
got a
it
ton
Jew?
of work to
If
do.
he's- I think it's okay that he's Jewish.
Yeah, but that's not what he's
Okay.
Okay,
No,
hold on
okay,
a second. This
okay.
is-
You guys don't know what
if-
the hell you're talking about.
This man
We
is in
know.
for a ton of work.
We
He's
know what we're
Jewish.
talking about.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about that. Yeah.
Okay, sorry for that, but I think that's a perfect example of how we stumble over words for the sake of being politically correct when obviously we're just shooting for the correct way of displaying a sentence to someone. But if you just go hard Jew, I don't know, it seems a little controversial, doesn't it? Well, this Jew over here, he's got
Jews who vote for Obama are, by and large, Jews in name only. Ginos, you call them.
My statement was based on the fact that Jews in the United States, as an ethnic group, are largely irreligious, which is true by every single poll. Jews are the most irreligious group in the United States. As an Orthodox Jew who actually takes Judaism seriously.
That's weird. It's so Jewish people, Jews are of the Jewish faith. So it's weird. Are we talking like along racial lines? Because it's weird for him to say that the Jewish people are the least irreligious. Are they talking about of faiths or of actual people? Because that doesn't make sense for... Probably he's considering it's the least religious of religions. And I would actually agree. But not for the fundies. Hello, other people. How are you this evening?
The point that I am making is that most Jews who are ethnically Jewish are not religiously Jewish in any context.
No. The
So
point
that's
you were
fucking
making
very.
is that
So
Jews...
this is what pisses me off. Then that's very confusing for a lot of other people. So if I want to condemn Judaism, how can I do that without being anti-Semitic? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
to vote for Obama are Jews in name only.
I said that, yes, that is correct. That Jews who voted for Barack Obama, a progenitor of the Iran deal.
Okay, so this is what I hate about this is called an arbiter of faith, or someone who says my way or the highway. If you're a Jewish person, if you're a Jew, well then you can't do A, B, or C, or you're not a part of the Jewish faith. Even though the Jewish faith is one of the least religious faiths out there, meaning you can practically be a Jew and believe in anything. In order to be my type of Jew, you gotta condemn everything that it says in the Old Testament. Well, not everything, just most of it. Like, you know how the part where it says, "You shall not lay with another man, or else I'll fucking kill you"? Well, that part I like, but the part where it says don't eat seafood, that part I like going to Red Lobster, so fuck that part. Red Lobster is delicious. I don't like asshole, so gay people, fuck you. I mean, it's like it's such a biased based worldview, you dipshit.
A person who was cracking down on religious liberty, a person who spent much of his career as president of the United States attempting to deprive Israel of the necessities to defend itself. That people, Jews who voted.
My homeland wasn't taken care of in accordance with the way I think it should. Therefore, everyone else is wrong.
For President Obama, by and large, cared about Judaism far less than they did about other priorities.
Did you said they should
Correct.
turn their badge in as a Jew?
Like the same badge they had to wear during the Holocaust?
Yes, I believe that if you are somebody who takes Judaism seriously, that comes along with ideological commitment.
I mean, I guess.
Well, look here, Ben. If you're wanting to take humanity seriously, you're a jackhole. So if you're going to take humanity seriously and you're going to take logic and facts at face value and not contort them at your will in order to adopt your preconceived biases and notions, well then, you know, I can't accept that as a true human. So you're not a fucking human being that holds rationale, given you do none of the things that purport to be that thing. Therefore, you're a fucking fake asshole. I gotta stop just saying he's an asshole at the end. Listen to every bit but when I lashed out and called him an asshole. Poor Israel. Kojikane, he's American, is he not? I am totally American. Does it come across? Bet it does.
Also, I hope you're having fun, by the way, going through every old tweet that I've ever sent to try and do gotcha questions. But if you'd like to have a discussion about my...
Ben, you just tweeted that. I also have a problem with taking old people's tweets. Let's say you're 16 years old, you say some stupid shit, now you're 35 years old. Okay, let's not take those tweets and hold it to the person that they are today. Ben, you just tweeted this out. Your character has not changed in the slightest. All your arguments remain the same, and you will still defend these tweets when brought up. So the fact of the matter is, it's not just some stupid tweet you said long ago. It is something that you actually, with vigor, defend today. Therefore, someone will bring it up in order for you to contribute to the discussion about why you think it's forbidden and all these things. So I do agree that we shouldn't take people's childhoods and then hold it over them. But Ben, you just tweeted out the thing that Jews build stuff, Arabs destroy stuff like a year ago. And I guarantee you your policies haven't changed since. So yes, I would also like an explanation for why you said these retarded things. But Ben will just say, well, I have a website of all the retarded things I've ever said, therefore just go there. And that means I'm off the hook. You get it?
General philosophy, or things I've done in, say, I don't know, that's 2012, so it's now 2019. If you'd like to discuss something I've done in, say, like the past 5 years.
Well, have you changed your viewpoint from 2012 to 2019? That's what I want to know. Have any of your actual principles changed? No. They have not been. If you were saying, oh, I had a change of heart, but you're not saying that.
Why don't we do that? How about that?
Because your book is a criticism of how angry America is and how America has to do better. And I'm simply
I have an
trying to
entire
point
list
out-
on my website, sir. Sir,
And
on my list, I have an entire website of dumb,
I'm
bad
simply
things
trying
that
to
I've
point
said.
out some
I love this one too. I love this one too. Sir, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, sir. I have a whole list of retarded things I've said. Okay, so I've said so many retarded things that it's hard to keep track of. I've actually had to start a website of how many retarded things I've said, sir. So if you go to my website, you will be able to see all the retarded things that I have ever said. Now that has no bearing on who I am as a person today. Even though when you bring up those tweets, I will not condemn them outright. I will give justifications for why I said them. Therefore, they are not stupid things that I have said. I just compiled them in a list of stupid things that other people think I've said. Therefore, I'm a fucking asshole. And I have to pee. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I do apologize. Okay, back to it.
Things you've said that seem to me to help to stoke that anger. For example, you said
Sure.
Israelis like to build, Arabs like to bomb crap and live in open sewage.
Well, as I say in an article entitled, "Here's a list of all the giant, bad, dumb things I've ever said."
Was that
list
dumb?
includes, well, yes, that's a dumb tweet. And
Now watch this. You do a broad spectrum of Arabs. So when he said the text, he said Jewish people. So he's not gonna redefine what he means by Jewish people. Obviously, what he's gonna redefine is what he meant by Arabs. So obviously, it's gonna hold true that everything he said about Jewish people is correct. But it was, I guess, the language of saying just Arabs and not maybe the Muslim faith or an ideology. Just strictly saying Arabs. Well, no, I actually meant something else by that. But I still meant that Jewish people build things. So you can tell, by the way, he's not correcting one side of it. He's only correcting one side of it. So you can see that the statement was obviously meant in truth when he said it, given that one side of it does not change. He's not, well, we'll see, but he doesn't reevaluate what he meant by Jewish people. Only Arabs.
not only, but it is also important to mention that the next few tweets clarify that that tweet is specifically referring to the Hamas leadership, which, by the way, at BBC, I've seen.
Well, then that's really stupid. You would say Hamas, right? No? Why would you say Arabs if you only mean Hamas? That's just, and logically it doesn't make sense because you would say not all, you would say some in a logical format. So obviously he didn't mean some Arabs, which is Hamas. He meant Arabs and Jewish people. So his whole attempt at backtracking is bullshit, and I see right through it.
Seen as relatively reticent to condemn.
No, actually, it wasn't. What you went on to do and say, you are correct about the slur on Arabs. It's not all Arabs that want to live in open sewage and blow things up. It's just Palestinians, you went on to say.
No, it says the ones who take sides against Israel in the Israel-Palestinian conflict.
Yeah, that's not, okay, so it went from Arabs to Palestinians who side with Hamas in the Israel versus Palestinian conflict. So we went from an all statement, and then we chipped that down to just the Hamas leadership inside Palestine. Well, if that was the original meaning of the fucking text, you would have said the leadership of Hamas. And show me why you would say Arabs if you only meant... Of course, because you didn't. Is that... Oh yeah, you didn't.
It's rotten to the core, you went on to say. Not Hamas, the Palestinian Arab population.
I say that by poll numbers, they elected Hamas. They elected
you
Hamas.
said that in
They
follow-up
educate their
tweets.
children.
You said that in follow-up tweets. So you should say, and I'll say this too, that in the Israel-Palestine conflict, there is many Palestinians who vote and work against their own best interest. I would think as far as democracy and a modern society goes, Israel is much far closer to that than Palestine is. But obviously there are people inside Palestine, there are Arabs in the Muslim world who would obviously want to get out of these circumstances and not be involved in some of the barbarism that goes on. So to say Arab people is, sure, a misstep when you meant to say Hamas. I think it's one to arouse his base, and this is obviously what you can do. Stefan Molyneux does it all the time. You can say outrageous things to garner views, and then you can just backtrack out and say, no, I obviously, when I made a definite statement about something, I didn't actually mean it in the exact fucking way I said it. And in context doesn't matter. In what context... And when he brings context in the picture, all he's doing is redefining what he originally said. So either he says what he originally said was stupid, or he says it was fine. But he plays this middle role of, no, what I was saying was fine, but it was received politically bad. Well, which fucking one is it, Ben? Did you say something wrong, or did you not say something wrong? Or is it just people are having a bad reaction to it? Which one is it?
In school that Israel should be obliterated, sir.
I guess...
If you want to read... honestly, this is a giant waste of time in the sense that the entire interview is designed for you to shout slogans or old things that I've said at me.
As far as volume goes, Ben Shapiro has been much louder than this other guy.
I don't see how this forwards the debate. You talk about undermining the public discourse. It seems to me that simply going through and finding lone things that sound bad out of context and then hitting people with them is a way for you to make a quick buck on BBC off the fact that I'm popular and no one has ever heard of you.
There are not many bucks to be made on the BBC.
You see, here's where he really loses a lot of people, because he's supposed to be anti-elitist shit, right? And who says something like, you use me on your show to get more views because no one's ever fucking heard of the BBC? The BBC is far more respected and notoriously worldwide seen as an actual respectable source of journalism, where the Daily Wire is seen as a source of religious propaganda. But sure, the BBC had the American Ben Shapiro on to get them ratings. You fucking narcissistic douchebag. Yeah, I almost said the next time. When my local news invites me on for doing something stupid, I'm going to say, you only had me on so y'all could get ratings. Sir, you stole 3 cars and burglarized 14 houses. Well, pretty sure you're still having me on for your own ratings. What a dummy. What a dummy.
BBC, unlike American broadcasting, Mr. Shapiro. The point
You're
I'm trying to
paid,
make is that your words are hardly designed to produce the consensus and understanding that the book seems to want to produce. That's my point, that you write about, Judeo-Christian culture and so on, but so much of what you've said in the past would seem to...
Well, here's the thing. He can't write about Judeo-Christian culture because he's Jewish. So anything that Jesus had to say about whatever Jesus had to say, he has nothing to do with that. Jesus is a false prophet to Ben. Okay, Jesus came, he degraded the word of the Lord as a false prophet, and he was killed for it on the cross. That's his religion. So how he adopts Judeo-Christian values, one of Western civilization or something? I have no fucking idea, because his book, the Torah, is barbaric. Go read it right now. Go read Deuteronomy and then tell me what you think about the Bible coming back. It's not good. And the only saving grace of Christianity is the New Testament. And trust me, that one isn't a lot better. So how he banks so much on the fact that we're all so steered in the wrong direction, when he's so fucking supremely confident that he has all the answers to the world's problems, nay, the world's soul. It's pompous as shit. Ben? Do you not see that, you smug little fucking gremlin?
Turn its back on Judeo-Christian culture.
You're lecturing me on Judeo-Christian culture after you call the pro-life position barbaric?
I just
Really?
asked you a question.
Motherfucker, you're not even Christian, so stop with the Christian shit. You don't believe in Jesus. You don't even believe in Jesus. Why the fuck you wearing a Jesus piece?
And I asked you a question. You failed to answer a single one of mine. Frankly, I find this whole thing a waste of time. If you want to read the book and critique the book, why don't you read and critique the book? If you want to read,
This is called righteousness. What he's it's also a sin. You're not supposed to do this either.
Want to critique me, you can think whatever you want of me.
Why don't you just
frankly,
try and
I don't
answer
care.
the
I don't frankly
questions?
give a damn what you think of me,
you're-
since I've
Is pride before the fall, you know? Ben?
never heard of you.
And I've never heard of you until I briefed myself for this. But that's not the issue. You have a
Then
new
why the hell
book
are you
out,
interviewing
and
me,
it's
sir?
it's an
Because he was on his
interesting
fucking
book.
docket, you pompous faggot. Jesus.
But my point is, your book claims that
Well, it'd be nice if you would
society-
quote it from time to time.
Your book is, well, actually, I've done so several times, and I'm about to do so again, if you would let me just finish the question. Your book
frankly, I don't
claims
think
that
you know what?
society
Honestly-
is turning
honestly,
its
sir,
back on Judeo-Christian values.
Yeah, this
What are
considering
those values?
considering
what are the values it's turning its back on?
Considering I'm being assaulted right now and I physically cannot bear being in front of this screen right now, given that you're just throwing verbal blows at me that I just cannot withstand as of now.
I'm not inclined to continue an interview with a person as badly motivated as you as an
You might be inclined to if your whole position is remaining calm under pressure, which it was, and you failed miserably.
interviewer. So I think we're done here. I appreciate your time, sir.
All
Thank
right,
you so
well,
much.
thank you for your time and for showing that anger is not part of American political discourse. Now, Mr. Shapiro, we'll say goodbye.
Boom. I mean, could he wrap it up any better there? Thanks, Ben Shapiro. Okay, here we go. No, they are tweets of a position he currently holds. What asshole is reading Shapiro's book? Tumbleweed. That's that far-right Israel apartheid attitude coming through. Everyone they have on to interview JS to view everything they report on is for ratings and views. LOL. I think so too. What? Thanks. Here you go.
Or I could take one where.
Oh, and so that was it. That's all I had. But if you guys have another video, I'll watch it. But I don't think I have anything else that I wanted to. I mean, I'm always down to do a Jordan video, but he doesn't come out with stuff a lot lately. You don't even believe in Jesus. Why the fuck you wearing a Jesus piece? So I guess I'll take questions and video requests at this time, because I got nothing. Back in action again. Off topic, but would you consider debating vegan gains or ask yourself on veganism? I think you'd do well. Yeah, I would consider debating them. I have debated Ask Yourself many times. Well, we sparred in his Discord, if you want to call it that, and he booted me. So, Ask Yourself, as far as I'm concerned, is not interested in having a debate. And Vegan Gains, sure, if you can get me, if that would be clout for me right there, if I could get a debate with Vegan Gains, I'd definitely do that, but he wouldn't do it because I'm too small of a YouTuber. And that's basically what Ask Yourself said too. He's like, oh, you have to get more than 1,000 views in order for me to debate you. And I'm like, well, sometimes I get over 1,000, but most of the time I don't. So, you still want to debate, bro? And he's like, no. And then he blocked me. Anything new on the Molyneux? Ooh, that's a good. You want to check in on the Molyneux? He's always good, isn't he? Let's check. Let's check in on the Molyneux. Let's check in on Dave Lordy. Shout out to Dave Lordy. If you're watching, I love your content, bro.
Mummy,
Yes, dear?
is Stefan Molyneux real?
No, darling. Have you been watching those videos again?
What one person can do, another person can do. So join us. Right? You don't want to live like this. You don't want to live trapped in this blood-soaked, amber, skin-encasing prison of history. Just join us. You have no idea. Just join us.
Okay. Hey, it's a little much, but I like it. Who's Owen? Owen, thoughts on Owen Benjamin? My opinion, he's not that funny. No, I don't think he's that funny either. I have 2 videos on Owen. They didn't do that well because Owen's bears, but yeah, I have 2 videos on him. If you haven't seen those, I just kind of got sick of. I just think he's a big troll. Like when I think people are trolls, I lose interest in them just because they're doing it for a reaction. They're not doing it based off like actual principled belief. Where Molyneux, I believe he sincerely believes in the crazy shit. And so it's my veracity and how I go about certain videos is determined on how much I believe the person actually holds to their position. Other words, I kind of treat them as just a goofy person. And that's what I kind of think Owen is. He's just he's a failed Hollywood actor, and he's just doing everything to be popular that he can. So, my stepbrother shot me. How do I move on? They're coming for our guns. Fear the stem. An introduction to. We could go to his one. We should go to the one maybe that he did with Rationality Rules. Like I've made videos about his universal ethics. I could probably talk on that. He literally has so much shit. It's about every single news story that comes up, and I'm sure if I were to go through each one of these hour-long ones, I could find some sort of tirade that goes off the rails and starts talking about something else that has nothing to do with it. But it really is time-consuming to do that. This I started watching this one.
Your sister, right? Yeah. And then what?
Mom accused dad of molesting us. So what he'll do is there's never going to be a case of when the dad beat the shit out of me and then he left me with my mom, which is a common story as well. No, he's going to use the story of mom accused dad of molesting us. She's a lying hussy hoe bag, and she ruined me and my dad's lives. Now, obviously this happens. Women are not free from maliciousness and ill intent. Of course not. But it's just the way that he kind of frames the whole position. He's obviously has things that come from his past, and he doesn't actually seem to hide those things at all. Just a bit of a bonus info. The Christian thing we have a terror group here called the Orange Volunteers. We had their own pastor bless their weapons. Damn. Take a look.
The loyalist mavericks who murdered Rosemary Nelson first surfaced last summer. Their aim is to kill and maim supporters of the good...
She got married again?
I'm just gonna go to Stefan Molyneux real quick. And maybe we'll try a different one than the one we were just on. If you guys see one you like. Some are crazier than others. Surviving Minecraft. He did this with his kid. Universal preferable behavior. Okay, let's do this one.
Biology and chemistry of food you need to make better moral decisions in the moment.
Wait.
Three, 2, 1.
I don't want to watch Adam. Adam's so insufferable, it's not even funny.
Well, that escalated pretty damn quickly.
Oh, fuck, I left the stream. God damn it. Sorry, guys. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Lost you guys there for a second. They did a video about you should wait until you're married to hug. Who did that person? Paul Morgan. They are two of the most crazy Christian YouTubers I've ever seen. Okay, that should be fun. Let's look up them. Paul and Morgan. Is that what it's called? Is this him? Oh, it is them. It says Christian. Let's look. Oh, God. Christian, rethink using birth control. Most important things look for in a relationship. What it's like being a YouTube. Responding to criticism of our guys' turnoffs. Things guys, girls, new honest preferences. 3 signs are moving fast. Okay, stop living in sin. Let's see this shit.
Not by power.
Morgan,
Yes.
tell us what's on your heart, baby girl.
You can't call me baby girl in a scarf like this.
What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
And this is the Paul and Morgan, the Paul and Morgan Show. I'm wearing my scarf. It's my lucky scarf. It's my lucky scarf.
Yo, bro.
Good.
You know, it just looks like I don't got a problem with scarves, but it's like a knitted scarf with this black. It looks like shit. I'll just tell you that. It looks like shit.
Good things happen when I wear this scarf, okay?
Doesn't
Where
fit.
were we?
Everyone's gonna be distracted by your good luck scarf.
Today's video is a topic.
Yeah, maybe
that...
don't wear a. I'm sure you could take over the comment section if you tried. You know, I just think your husband he's just trying harder. Look at him. I'm sure it takes an hour longer for him to get ready than you. No? But, hey, I'm sure you could win over everyone quickly.
Morgan literally just sprang on me a bit ago. And I was like, whoa, Morgan, you really want to go there and tackle this? She said yes, so.
Oh, my God.
So you probably saw from the title that it's gonna be intense, y'all.
Let's do
but
it.
intense is not always a bad thing.
Maybe that's
like
why
intense
I felt
sex?
inclined to wear my scarf, to take a little bit of the edge off of it.
Wowzers. If you all are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. We make Christian...
There we are. Melters? Melters? Okay, let's do the intro. Henry said do the intro. So we're going to do the intro.
Yo! My name is Mo, and I'm gonna tell you 3 signs that God is telling you to date someone.
Morgan, can we get serious for a second? 3 signs, yo! 3
Oh,
signs, yo!
yeah.
What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
Yeah,
And this is the
I
Paul.
do hip hop, but I'm not hip hop. Do you like my hip hop? Doobity bop.
Paul and Morgan, the Paul and Morgan Show. Today's video, 3 signs that
away.
God is telling you to date someone. I think that God doesn't want it to be some big mysterious thing. Like, I think he wants us to have peace and be able to speak and let us know, hey, I am blessing this and I want you to pursue this person. Guys, if you're new here, we are making Christian advice videos on life.
She looks better there, I'll tell you that.
Life, love, and dating to help you have hope.
And be free.
So subscribe. All right, let's go. About 2 weeks ago, we made a video, 4 signs, 5 signs that God is warning you not to date someone. And we were like...
That one seems better. But let's...
And we got to do the reverse of that. It just makes sense. But if you haven't, go watch that other one after this video. We'll link it up in the description because it's a really good one too.
Before we even say sign number 1, let's just make it clear, guys. These are just 3 that we...
let's just make it clear, guys. These are just 3 things that we think are sinful, and we think you're gonna fucking burn forever. But it's not a judgmental thing. It doesn't mean that you can't be who you are, but if you're who you are and we don't like it, then you fucking burn.
With there are literally thousands, millions, bazillions.
Don't know if there's that many, but there are a good amount. These are 3 that popped out to us that we feel like we should talk about these. They're important. You guys are gonna like sign number 1 because it's the easiest one to roll with.
God fucking said so.
Sign number 1. Well, it is in the sense. All right, sign number 1 is if God speaks very clearly.
Yeah, see, this is, I can't. Here's one thing. I know that I talk not to the people who think this shit is actually serious. I'm speaking to the people who think this shit is bonkers. And just the fact that someone can say with such confidence that if you were just to adopt the persona of acceptance and allowing yourself to be taken over by the Holy Spirit, this is basically what the argument is. It's used on me all the time by my family. But basically, you need to open up your ears big enough and let go of sin enough to where you can properly hear the word. And this is the bullshit. Not everybody hears that shit. Only indoctrinated people actually interpret their internal feelings as that of an external God. Okay? So, what am I supposed to do with your fucking advice?
To you, like literally, you hear his voice saying, "Date this person," or
that's the slippery slope. I literally heard God saying, "Rape this person." Oh, he said date? Oh, fuck. It must have been the devil then. Must have been the devil. That's the reason I did it. Devil took over me.
And he can do that because it kind of happened with us like that, at least partially. Morgan.
I audibly heard God's voice say, "This is your husband, take care of him." And I was like, well, all right then. Thank you, God, for letting me know.
Wouldn't that be funny if, like, he seems like the more religious one, like, he made her religious, so, like, he implanted that into this young lady's head, like, this is the right man, there is no other man out there for you, it is me, and God says so. I want my woman to make my woman, what a sexist statement, I would like my partner, my lady, and me as a couple, to like one another for who we are as people. You know, what we bring forth to one another in a relationship and how that affects one another inside that relationship. Not so much that, you know, God or the devil condemned or condoned such actions. Seems like a very, it's a bad way to try to just orient your life.
So praise the Lord when he does that, because it's just like, wow,
That's
God,
easiest,
thank you. You just made it so
fucking
easy.
thing ever.
But he doesn't always do that.
No,
and
he
I think an important thing to note, it's not a prerequisite that God speaks to you that clearly. I feel like it's pretty common to say, I'm waiting on the Lord to speak to me. Sometimes, and I think we're about to get to these in the next one or the next two.
Well, I've been waiting for a goddamn while now. Let go and let God. There you go, Hoth. Let go and let God. And you don't need anything more than that. And if you need anything more than that, Hoth, well, then you're a heathen. That's all I ever needed when I was a kid, a curious young man. Let go and let God. And then, you know, fucking let all the pieces fall into place. It's not like life's a jigsaw puzzle and you have to continually contort and maneuver in order to adapt and overcome. No, no, no. You should allow other people to do your fucking work for you, because that's how you get ahead. And God is... I can't Skype you and Fibbage. I can Skype you and Fibbage? Yeah, you can Skype and Fibbage. You want to Skype and Fibbage? I'm down, bruh. Let's do it. I tried that pickup line. God told us we should be together. She gave me a restraining order. Well, dude, you got to be in a relationship first, Hoth. You can't go cementing these things on the lady before you've properly inducted her into the cult, okay? You gotta hold off on those demands before you know, go all fucking extreme on her. But I get it. I get what you're trying to do. Hey, look, lady. The universe wants us to bang. And I don't think you want to go against the universe. Trust me. Okay, Alien's gonna call me and we're gonna talk. And we'll go back to this in the meantime. Because it is pretty fucking funny. I do like actually responding to these
Nice videos
quacks.
on life, love, and dating to help you have hope.
And be free.
And make sure you are sharing our videos with all your friends and family.
Because we have a contest going on.
Yes,
A
until
giveaway.
April 11th. You guys could literally be sharing like 80 times every day.
Stop being so whiny. Hey guys, share my stuff, but also if you got other things doing, you know, that are more important, it's fine too.
And that's how many times your name will be put in the contest.
Morgan.
And you want to win this, okay?
Something just totally crazy popped into my head. Well, it popped in my head a little while ago, but what if we had 2 winners? Is that ridiculous? These people are sharing our videos and...
I don't think I'll ever do a giveaway on this channel. So you're never. Maybe I'll give away like a t-shirt giveaway one day if I have merch, maybe. My uncle used to work with the mentally ill. He had a few guys convinced they were Jesus and God spoke to them. That really does happen a lot, and this is what I also see. I don't know if you guys watch a lot of murder channels, but I watch like ID and I watch a lot of Netflix murder stuff, and what inevitably ends up always, usually, is the fact that there is some interpretation of God, or some interpretation, not always, of course. People don't need to be pathologically psychopathic and religious. They can just be, you know, psychopathic. But a lot of the times, because they're incoherent ways of being, they go hand in hand with one another. You can give a psychopath a Bible, and he can create an entire universe out of it. And this is what happens a lot of times with normal people. They create this entire universe around the Bible and these mythical creatures without really any foundation for it. And it just seems... they seem happy. Don't get me wrong. This is a lot of things that people will try to push in the face of atheists too. Well, these people seem very happy. They seem like Christianity has done good for them. Well, maybe I'm not the best case for atheism, but I do consider the fact that there's emptiness there. It's like, why is there seems to be no reason for the affirmation of love or for the condemnation of evil. There seems to be no rhyme or reason to the fact of why we deem one thing good and one thing bad. You can take Euthyphro's Dilemma. This is the clearest depiction of, well, God, even when adopting God's values, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're any more moral than when you left off. Because Euthyphro says to Plato, I think it is, he says, what is it that, does God do good for goodness sake, or does God do good because he wills it? And that has been kept in my mind for a long time, and it's one of the best arguments you can use against the morality of God, is what is the basis of God's morality, if not just some arbitrary construction of certain ethics that have actual no foundation for being good. Meaning, God just wills that puppies tomorrow get killed by the thousands. All of a sudden, that's a good act. Just like Noah's Ark was a good act. It was a good and just and moral act, given that he killed everyone in the world, even though thou shalt not kill. So, I really swear to God I tried hard on this religious stuff. But as you move up the ladder of religiosity, each pecking order along the way also makes you subsequently give up some sense of being and persona or sense of personal responsibility, because no longer are you living for yourself or living for the people around you, which would seem to be somewhat of a moral justification for living. I'm going to live for the people that I love. No, that's not a good enough justification. You have to live for God, and then you can start to put your son, your wife, your husband into that pecking order. But when God calls upon you to drag your child to the top of a hill and murder him senselessly, you must just oblige without hesitation, or else you're some sort of what? You don't believe? Well, I don't believe that killing my son for no reason is justifiable, God. Well, if you fucking love me, you do, motherfucker. Oh, Kappa, you're too kind. Time to put the big boy pants on, huh? Well, I'm wearing my diaper right now. Does that count as big boy pants? Because I've been wearing them since I've been like 5 years old. Pampers, baby. Oh yeah, we're on these people. Yo.
Hey man, what's up?
What's up? Just a little. Can you turn yours down?
Yep.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, it should be. People in the chat, let us know if the voices are off.
Is that good?
I think so. Yeah, that's good.
Hey, Kappa made it.
Kappa, you can join as well, man, mate. And I've been researching the Australian lingo a little bit from that one clip I sent you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
what did you learn?
Oh, just some. Like you guys have funny names. It's like kid names for everything. Like you call sunglasses sunnies. You just use that one. Like that's
Sunnies,
crazy.
That's right.
Yeah. Sunnies.
And we say servos for like fuel servo.
Oh, a
fuel station.
Oh, that would be like that'd be something.
A service station.
Technological, but yeah, but a server when you go to the gas station.
That's just my voice, Kappa. Unless you think I'm too quiet or something, then I can turn it up.
Maybe he just doesn't think you're from Australia.
Yeah, maybe not.
Hey, are we experiencing the same problems where you can't hear the thing?
I can hear it.
Like if I play this right now, you can hear it?
Oh, hang on. Yeah, go ahead and play it.
I'm playing it.
Nah.
You can't?
Okay. Nah, I can't hear it.
Oh, it's alright.
But here, I'll share my screen with you. Hang on.
It's all good. I had things,
Oh, shit.
running out of things to actually watch, so. You called
Sorry
again.
about that. Fucked up.
It's okay. Can you turn it down a little bit? I think it might have gone up again.
Is that better?
I think so. I can move mine closer. It's just maybe just move it back. Or do you have a mic?
Yeah, I got a mic.
Just move it back a little bit.
How's that?
Yeah, perfect. Where we can't hear the clingy. My hands are on the mic, but okay.
All right.
That's good.
Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm. I can. Fibbage.
All right, guys. Yeah, we're gonna try this out. So
are
what
we
you're
gonna
gonna
try
do?
it? What?
Yeah,
so I
why
want
not?
in. I want in. How do I go? How do I do it?
Okay, so you just grab your phone.
Oh, my phone's dead, man. Can I do it on
Oh,
the
what?
computer?
Yeah, you might be able to.
Okay. How do I do that?
Yeah, you just go to jackbox.tv.
Did my porn fucking searches come up? I'm just kidding. Okay. So you got the room code?
Yeah. It is ATIM. God, shit. Kappa's like, alien fucked up, calling me surprised. Huh. You're a funny fuck. There you go. I gotta log in too. Yeah, you're in, man. Anyone else who wants to play?
Yeah, anybody in the stream want to play this game?
Just go to that, pick a name, type in the room code. Hopefully it won't be too laggy for everybody. It should be alright. They shouldn't be laggy on their phone at least.
Why can I not get back to the fucking thing? I'm so bad at this. Okay.
Ooh, sexycogents.com. I wonder if there is a website like that.
I'm starting, I guess.
Yeah, alright.
Okay.
Welcome to the game. My name's Cookie.
Can you hear it?
This is the best
Yeah.
day of my life. Okay, great. Table
I gotta
two.
turn mine up.
Let's do this.
We should. I'm not sure what my volume sounds like, but yours is a little louder than mine.
Get 500 points for fooling
What,
your
am I too
opponent
loud or
with
too
your
quiet?
lie, and you'll
A little
get
too loud.
1,000 for finding the truth.
Jesus, my mic is
Select
good.
a category.
There you go.
Perfect.
Oh, that's me. Hang on.
No, that's okay. I've got it.
Sounds like.
So what you gotta do
this is Jack. This is you don't know Jack.
In India, you can buy a cola
I don't know,
named
is it?
Gaujal that includes the bizarre.
I'm not
make
in. I'm not in.
What do you mean you're not in?
Just says fibbage.
That you think will fool your opponent into thinking it's
Oh, just
true.
wait.
If you can't think of anything in time, use the lie for me button for half the points. Do it now.
What is it? And you can buy a cola name that includes the ingredient. Enter a lie.
Yeah, you gotta make up a lie, basically, that I might pick. Alright.
Okay, here are your choices. Find the truth and touch it on your device.
I think that one sounds alright.
All right, who picked what?
What was that? Our
That was a lie.
Yeah, well,
that was their lie. Yeah.
That's yours. Is that yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
mine.
fucking knew it was semen.
Well, don't you feel foolish?
I said Coke.
Yeah, you can really taste the cow urine. And that means this lie didn't get picked.
Oh man.
Alright, so I see this. This is like you don't know Jack. I played this with my girlfriend on Xbox Live.
Oh right, is it the same game basically?
It's the same guy's voice.
Oh right.
Yeah, he's popular it seems.
Yeah, you've got to pick the category this time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here's the question. Kevin Spacey's older brother is a blank impersonator. Type in your lies now.
Can you can see my screen though, can't you?
Yeah, here you go. Find the truth.
No.
No?
You can see my screen.
You're Rod Stewart's nation. John, No, I meant to say Rob. You said Rob Stewart because you wouldn't know who John Travolta is. Oh, yeah, exactly, right? So you didn't know who John was.
So, a lot of talent in that family. And that's it. Nobody else's lies got picked.
What'd you pick?
I picked the same as you, man.
Oh, you did?
I went negative 500.
Well, where do I? But our two lies show up there, right?
Well, apparently, if it's the same lie, it doesn't show up twice.
Did you pick Trump?
Yeah, I put Trump.
Oh, I put Trump. What?
I know.
That's crazy.
Okay, here's the question.
I can see it on the stream. Yeah, someone pointed I could see it on the stream, but I'm not. I can't see the stream.
So don't look.
I'm not going to.
What is this? I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what it is either. Gotta come up with something that sounds believable.
What if you spell it wrong? Does that happen?
Hey, which one's the truth?
Yeah, and that's how you know if someone's lie, if they spell it wrong.
You said pedo, dude. That's a you. That's a you fucking thing.
Yeah, I like to make it obvious.
Okay, what did everyone pick?
Thanks for choosing it.
So am I supposed to pick their lie?
You're supposed to pick the truth, dude.
I thought I was trying to pick your lie.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
we're just trying to
it's
trick
alright.
people off the truth. Okay.
That's right.
All right. I thought we were trying to pick each other's lies. I get it now.
Overdue bills and mailing them to the creditors.
That's why I picked Pito, because I was like, that's a year.
Yeah,
fucking...
that's definitely me. Yeah, we'll start again and you'll know the rules. And we'll see if anyone else wants to join.
Yeah, that's if anybody wants to, just let us know.
Values are doubled.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Hang on.
Time to pick a category.
Oh, that's me, isn't it? No?
Okay, here's the question. A man in Wales, United Kingdom, is so obsessed with baked beans that in 1991 he legally changed his name to blank. Type in your lies now.
Oops, I can see the screen. I didn't see anything, don't worry. That's so fucking dumb.
Alright, where's the truth?
Oh.
You wouldn't think of Fartsy Farter. It's Fartsy Farter.
Let's see what everybody selected.
I think it's suck shit.
Ah. What is that? I can't see the fucking screen.
Yes, I got the truth.
Captain Beanie?
Okay, just that one.
Captain Beanie.
And nobody fell for some of these ingenious lies.
Beanos.
Fartsy
Oh
farter
shit,
Beatles.
sorry man, I have this up now so you can see it on the screen.
Huh?
No, they're having a hard time seeing it on my screen.
Oh, okay.
It's not
Yeah,
hard.
just have
You know
it.
what, we'll just
God
stick with
damn
this
it, I was
one.
supposed to pick that.
Oh look, I can do that. Look, and then this. Okay, look, see that? I think that's good, guys.
Dictionary program with the unfortunate name Blank Dick. Enter your lies now.
This is gonna be a good one.
What was the question?
Someone had the unfortunate name something Dick.
Is that your kids?
Hurry, hit the
Yeah,
line.
that's my baby in the background.
Okay.
Okay, here are your choices.
Alright. Empty dick. Oh, it's gonna be good if it's that.
Alright, let's see what everybody picked.
Oh no. Did we get it?
Oh, grab was their lie?
Yeah.
It's gotta be touch.
Touch. Yeah. I knew the other one was you.
Empty?
The name was quickly changed to touch.
Yeah. Empty dick.
Can be named
The
empty.
rest of the board goes unselected.
I just heard dick and I just put, you know.
Oh, what was that? I saw one of those names like that, and her name was Fanny Schmeller. She was like a German athlete.
It's like the one thing, it's like, fuck me, no, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this? I forget the question.
Now you gotta pick a category.
Oh, oops.
How can we forget the question?
Okay.
I don't know,
Oh,
man.
'cause you don't have your phone?
Mohammed Kursi
No, I'm on
Hussein
the internet.
It's easy to do when you've got your
records
phone.
because he is able to blank very quickly with his nose.
Sneeze.
Typing your lies now.
Well, you think that'd be the obvious one.
Okay, which one's the truth?
He's able to poop very quickly with his nose. I think it's gonna be that one.
Okay, what did everyone pick?
How do I make the Skype bigger?
He's the
can't
fastest
you make it
nose
full screen
typer.
on yours?
He's probably the slowest at making friends, though.
Is that better?
No, it's not doing the one screen.
What, you can't do it full screen?
Oh, wait. Oh, there was a stupid share screen. Okay, here we go. Should be better now.
Is that like full screen for you now?
I think so. It's just on the Skype call. It is your share. Did you press pause?
No, I can't pause it.
What is it doing then? Is it still going?
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's not going for me. Enter a lie. What the fuck?
Why not? Oh, there it is. There, you got it now.
No, I know, but it wasn't like the actual game thing isn't coming up on the other people's side.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, goddammit.
We'll get it sorted out one day.
Yeah, why not? We'll get it. We'll get it.
Oh, jizz, I like that.
It's not me. Okay. Now I can't hear you anymore. What the shits?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
No, the fucking sound went away. Son of a beach.
Dude, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now? You can hear me now. Son of a bitch.
God's the best. Alright, let's try a new game.
Yeah, try that and then
I'll try and get people to join. Hang on.
Okay.
So you'll have to rejoin with the new code.
That's fine. It should start back up again. And for the people that are viewing, I'm going to try to get this sorted out where you can see all this shit. I do apologize, but I never claimed to be a professional, so. Alright, are you...
Alright, I'm in.
I'm pretty sure no one else is going to join. But, we can still do it. And you were sending me... See, this is the thing I want to blow up. Okay, so here, that's your screen. No, that's still mine. No, yeah, that's still mine. How is it that far back? Alright, so what's the other one?
What do you... It should have Fibbage up on my screen.
What the fuck, dude? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What is that? What did you just do?
Nothing. I'm just moving this. Hang on, I'll share my screen again. I think something's wrong with it.
Yeah, do that.
Can you see that? I think I ruined your stream, dude.
No, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it. It happens.
Can you see my screen? Is that my screen? No, that's yours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
when you go to Skype,
I can do the Jackbox TV. I just can't do the Skype thing. For some reason, it's switching in between. Like, you have a share screen, but when you switch in between Skype and another window, it's not sharing your screen. I believe. So if you're on Skype right now, it's not going to share the Jackbox TV screen.
Hang on.
Oh, hello.
There, that should work.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Can you see my screen now?
Yep, now I just have to do this. Okay, wait.
I'm going to switch to that.
I literally feel retarded right now. Okay, Alright, so here's this. That. And then if I go here, and I drag this. Come on, go here. Alright, so I'm doing this. Here we go. Alright, start it. I'm ready.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah. WQQL, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, my phone just logged out of it, so I'm just going back in.
Okay.
Okay, everybody's in.
One sec. No, now I gotta fucking find a goddamn lighter. Don't start it.
Oh, fuck, dude. I just started it.
Welcome to the game. I'm your host, Cookie.
Okay, we're in it. Alright, you started it. Alright, we're good.
Yeah. Fuck, I already started it before you left.
Just got
It's all good.
real.
Okay.
This is round 1, and that means you get 500
So you're trying to
points
fool me,
for fooling your
remember?
opponent with your made-up
Yes.
answer. And you get 1,000 for finding the truth. All right, pick a category.
Last.
Okay,
Last,
here's your
as
first
Americans
question.
would say.
Loyola University offers a scholarship to any Catholic students with the last name blank. Type in your lies now. Okay, here you go. Find the truth.
Oh, if they're named Christ, that probably is it. Are you still there, man? I can't hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah, sorry. I was just concentrating.
Yeah.
God's the beast.
Oh, it wasn't Christ. Yes.
Well, you said it can't be Christ, so I was like, well, he didn't make that one up.
Well, don't you feel
Zolp.
foolish?
What?
God damn it.
Why would Zolp
Columbus
matter
named
for a
it Zolp
scholarship?
started it, and it's
Maybe
still
it's
around.
an old
benefit
thing.
Is that like an old god? Is that an old god thing? I'm not
And
very
nobody
familiar
fell
with the
for this
Bible.
I didn't. That's not a biblical name to, as far as I know.
Luber
Luber?
Benjamin.
Yeah.
Time to pick a category.
Oh, let's see. How about that one?
Okay, here's the question.
See, I see your screen.
Neurology professor at
that
Albany
you pick
Medical College
seizures,
documented
but that doesn't matter though, right?
No, you're allowed to
one
see
of his
that.
patients had seizures when she heard blank. Enter your lies now.
It's really hard to come up with lies sometimes.
Okay, here are your choices.
Mary Hart's voice. Squeaky. It's gotta be.
You pick sex, goddammit.
All right, who picked what?
What did you do? Pick sex.
You did.
Damn straight. That was my lie.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah.
You got it? God's the best?
And we're done.
God is the best. Don't you know that? Sex bankrupt like Donald Trump.
Select a category.
God damn it.
Einstein.
Okay, here's the question. Oddly enough, Albert Einstein's eyeballs can be found in a blank in New York City. Type in your lies now.
Okay. Why am I typing on my keyboard? For fuck's sake.
Are you?
I'm so used to being on my laptop.
Okay, which one's the truth?
Oh, that one sounds very safe. Ha!
That has to be right. I mean, come on, you can't. It's in a safe
Yeah.
deposit box, right?
It would be cool if it was a pizza restaurant.
Yeah, thank you.
Damn.
Thank you. We knew that one. Yeah, we
Guessing
did.
the code to the box is EMC2.
Oh, EMC equals squared. E equals MC squared.
And
Yeah.
nobody picked the other lies up there.
Yeah, mine was bar.
Isn't that rule not like perfect anyway? That law that he came up with, E equals MC squared.
Oh, well, yeah, as far as relativity goes. Yeah, it conflicts with, what do you ever call it? Fucking...
Yeah, what's that thing called?
I can't, I'm trying to play this too. Quantum mechanics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where like a particle can be in two places at the same time.
Yeah, well, there's debate over it. We can make that into a full conversation.
Okay, here's the
I didn't
question.
even pick anything. What? Okay, wait.
No, that was me.
Okay.
Australia had its largest ever online petition, which called for an end to rising blank prices. Enter your lies now.
I should know this. I wish I fucking was older when 2000. I probably remember this. Alright, one thing Aussies are always bitching about.
All right,
Yeah.
where's the truth?
It's gotta be that one.
Right?
Okay, let's take a look.
I mean, that's what was happening in the fucking...
Yeah, dude.
No? What is it?
No. But I put fuel because that's what I thought most Aussies bitch about. But it was
beer? It's beer?
Yeah, man.
Oh, what? You guys having a whole nother fight about alcohol down there? What's going on?
So they're all out. Yeah, we're all alcoholics
And
down
nobody
here.
fell for some of these ingenious lies.
Beer prices. Oh, okay, I get it. You got fucking fuel.
Our country is
Yeah,
like-
fucking it's beer.
And you went the American one, tax. Come
Tax,
on, man.
yeah.
Australians don't care about that.
Yeah. I don't-
Seriously, like, barely anyone whinges about tax here. It's not like America.
No, I know, but I guess I'm.
Everyone's like, yeah, well, taxes are fair. We gotta pay for the hospital and stuff.
You
That's what
fucking
everyone's like.
wankers.
Type in your lies now. Okay, here are your choices.
Nothing. Most statues wear nothing.
There's no way. Yeah, I'm just. It's more just picking what you pick for some reason. I should be going for the right answer.
Yeah.
What?
That's their lie.
Fucking kidding me? Jesus.
Evergreen Cemetery is, of course, in Texas. And
Is it
that
really?
means-
I don't know. You should know.
I don't know Texas, man. I live in the north. It could be the fucking South America as far as I know. Okay.
Time to pick a category. Okay, here's the question. According to the International Code of Disease, the code Y92250 is the code for when a patient is injured in an blank. Enter your lies now.
Okay. I think I'm gonna get you with this one.
Okay, which one's the truth?
It has Y in it, so I gotta say tricycle. That's the only bit of information I have.
All right, let's see what everybody picked.
Yeah, I got you again.
You fucking goddamn you bastard.
Us Aussies are good at lying, man.
Art gallery.
Oh, I didn't know that was the truth. I thought it could have been the other
Sandy,
thing.
if you've
Did I
had
get
an
the? I got the truth, yeah.
No, that was me.
What'd I
we're
get?
You
done.
picked tricycle.
Oh, that's right. I'm so fucking retarded. God damn it, man.
You've been smoking some of that legal tobacco.
No, never. Final fibbage. I hate this. This is like fucking
Just one final question.
The gold
speed
run.
round, right?
Speed round. Yeah.
Here's your final fibbage question. The band Queen's original name. Type in
Oh,
your lies now.
I like Queen.
I don't know their original name though. So, what would they call themselves?
Okay, here you go. Find the truth.
Dude, it's Mercury Rev. It's dude's name's Mercury. Well, it has to be. His name's Mercury. Is that right? No, fuck! What the fuck? I get fooled by the lies every time.
Oh no.
Yeah, that one's mine. Smile?
That was,
What?
yeah. Frantic sounds much more believable than Smile.
It does, man. I like the name Frantics.
One single, lonely, pitiful lie.
Man, I'm fucking horrible. I'm bad. I'm bad at this shit. Okay, let's go again.
Man.
Let's go again. I didn't understand it that much at the beginning, but now you're gonna get your fucking money's worth. Let's go.
Alright.
Same players?
Yeah. Have you still got any fucking people actually watching this dribble?
Let's check. Yeah, 6 people.
Oh my
Welcome to
god.
the game. I'm your
Well,
host,
don't say, oh my
Cookie.
god. I find this utterly invigorating.
Players,
Oh, yeah.
huh? It's like arm wrestling, only it's not like arm wrestling at all. Let's do this.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat a banana, so
This is
forgive me if
round
I'm not
1.
talking.
You'll get 500 points for fooling your opponent with your
Go
lie.
ahead and suck
And
down
you
that
get
banana.
1,000 for finding the truth.
I'm starving.
Select a category.
Starving.
Starving. Oh, that's me. Shit.
Okay, here's
Big
your first
area.
question. Nigeria's version of Cookie Monster can't stop eating blank.
Oh, dude.
Enter your lies now.
The other game, Whiplash, is about coming up with like the funniest response. But you gotta have like 4 people play that one.
Where is my thing?
Where's your thing? I don't know.
Sorry. This one's fucked up. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't say that. Well, that's what I mean.
Hurry, hit the lie for
Oh,
me button
shit.
if you can't think of something. All right, where's the truth?
No. Oh fuck! I picked your lie. I picked your
Yeah.
lie again.
Why are
Cake.
you picking my most obvious lies? I'm gonna keep up with this tactic.
Oh god. You didn't. It's obviously not cake. It's yams.
Let's see what everybody selected.
I think it's cake. Oh no, it's not cake.
Well, you guys blew it.
Yams.
Whiteys. Whiteys.
Yeah, I should turn it down if I want you to actually guess it now.
Yeah, well, I keep fucking going the opposite of the rules. Okay. I don't know about any of these things. Maybe that one.
Okay, here's the question.
Latex.
A 2013 survey conducted by Playtex revealed that 8% of Canadians have had sex in a blank.
Oh.
Type in your lies now.
Okay.
Okay, here are your choices.
Canoe. Fuck. If that's the answer, I'll be shocked. Alright.
All right, who picked what?
Oh, you got me, man.
Yeah. Come on, that's
But
truth. That's truth.
I got you.
You son of a bitch. Canoe? Oh, God.
Oh,
see, I
shit.
keep like
I thought
forgetting
that was
key
the least
points,
likely.
like 8%.
Of course. Or all sex. Or all sex. Thank you.
How do they know that?
And we're done.
Aren't canoes like really wobbly? Like I've
Yeah.
been in some before. It wouldn't be easy.
That has to be less than 1% of the population is fucking sex in a canoe.
Now that's $1 million idea right there. Toilet
All
car.
right, pick a category.
Fucking Denzel, please.
Okay, here's the question.
Denzel.
In a 2012 poll conducted by Vanity Fair in 60 Minutes, Denzel Washington was voted the public's first choice to play the character of blank. Enter your lies now.
Fuck. What is that one guy's name?
One guy? Who's the one guy?
Okay, which one's the truth?
MIB. I guess that one.
Okay, what did everyone pick?
Yeah.
God damn it! You fucking, what is it? So God or Jesus?
God is the best. I knew it wasn't. I knew it was Jesus because when you got one up there, it's just like yours.
Nobody else's lies got picked.
I didn't pick God.
Yeah, you did. Didn't you?
You know, I picked God, but I didn't lie about God.
Oh no, that was me.
Yeah.
You were Men in Black. You're like, what's that guy?
No, I was thinking of fucking the one Shaft. I was thinking of Shaft.
Oh right, I still wouldn't have picked that.
Select a category.
Random number.
I should fare better at this one, maybe.
Owning 55,000 of them, Ted Turner has the world's largest private collection of blank. Type in your lies now.
Who's Ted Turner?
Not the person I'm thinking of.
Okay, here you go. Find the truth.
Bison? Is that a collection? Can you have a private collection of bison? I suppose so.
First off, I should know who the person is. I don't know who the person is.
A lot of these people are really obscure. Yeah, got you again, man.
Damn,
too easy.
Bro.
Damn, you got me with the old American gun thing.
Well, don't you feel
fucking bison. Ah!
It is bison. How do you have a private collection of bison?
You got a big farm.
And he knows each one by name. That's the sign of a good leader. And nobody fell for this one.
Do they, like, kill bison for meat?
Yeah, bison's good. I've had bison.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty popular up here. We have a lot of game restaurants up here.
Do they serve them at, like, normal places? Like, just normal restaurants?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, bison at least. Oh, sorry.
You could. Oh, you're supposed to pick one. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Picks for you.
It's alright.
Oh, damn, you've got the advantage on this one.
I don't know shit about my country.
Courtroom was sentenced to 6 months in
Or the
jail
world
for
in general.
Yeah, or the world in general.
Enter your lies now.
Okay. I'm getting there.
All right, where's the truth?
It's gotta be that one.
Let's see what everybody selected.
Oh no. What?
Come on.
You got it.
Yeah.
You see,
Yawning.
only the prosecution and the defense are
6
allowed
months
to
jail
rest.
for yawning.
Well, excuse me. It's called Your Honor.
Get picked.
Not, it would be my honor, but Your Honor. As if it's
Lying,
as if it's
masturbating.
required. Okay.
Select a category.
Oh, that's me again. Snickers.
Okay, here's the question. The Snickers candy bar was named after its creator's blank. Type in your lies now.
I'll come up with one.
Hurry up, use a suggestion if you can't think of anything. Okay, here are your choices.
A Snicker. That might be right. No.
Okay, let's take a look.
Ah, you fucking fuckers!
I guessed yours.
Thank you.
Didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't spell it correctly on purpose.
Well, you guys blew it.
You Jim Snicker,
Very
fucker.
clever.
You said Jim Snicker.
And that means
Jim
this lie
Snickers.
didn't get
Oh no,
picked.
that was theirs. Okay.
God's not the best. Snicker Jim Snicker.
He snickers a lot, Jim
Final
Snicker.
image. It's
One
the
question left
final
for all the marbles,
countdown.
and everything is worth a triple. Here is your
I'm gonna win it all back right here.
Harry Houdini
Well, you're already
once
beating me.
threatened to
I'm gonna win
shoot
it back.
all of
Oh, I
these
am?
people.
That's right, sucker.
Yeah.
Enter your lies now.
I thought I was losing. I'm so used to it.
Oh man. You got it now.
Okay, here you go. Find the truth.
They're all offensive.
All right.
What?
let's
Come
see.
on. What we got? What we got? What we got? What we got? Psychics. Come on. We got this. Yeah, baby.
And how he'd shoot them all would blow your mind. And we're done.
Well, it's the one I wanted to shoot the most out of all those people.
Banker.
Fucking suck. You beat me. Look at that. Read it and weep.
Ooh, that's right.
I'll probably play one more game, but then I gotta go.
You think I
gotta
was
get
gonna
pinnacle.
lose on my own stream?
We already did.
Well, hitting me again? You think I'm gonna lose twice? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Same players.
All right, man.
Hello, I'm your host, Cookie Masterson, and before we get started, I just want to say, you're welcome. Well, look at you, two little peas in a pod. Delicious. Let's do this. This is round one, and
Oh,
that
that's
means
why
you
this
get
is playing. Oh,
points for
son of a
fooling
bitch.
your opponent with your made-up answer, and you'll get 1,000 for finding the truth. All right, pick a category.
Okay.
You ever been there?
Okay, here's your first question.
San Francisco.
Over the course of 35 years, artist Scott Weaver has built a replica of the city of San Francisco using over 100,000 blank. Type in your lies now.
Ooh. Do you there?
Yeah.
Hurry up, use a Okay, which one's the truth? Let's see what everybody selects.
If we used 100,000 bricks, wouldn't that be just like building a building?
Yeah. Dude, well, because what happened was I typed in toothpicks and it said you can't type in the right answer.
Oh, you got. I've done that before. Yeah. Sometimes you just get the right answer straight away.
So I said bricks. I was like, well, there's bricks. Matchsticks.
I was very
nice.
close with.
Yeah.
I was very close.
You got to get it close. Yeah, that was good. I don't.
Portugal.
Okay, here's the question. At the São João festival in Portugal, you hit people over the head with a blank. Enter your lies now. All right, where's the truth?
hit people over there with a hammer. Don't think that would last long, would it?
Yeah, that'd just be one incident
That
and then
can't
be
be
over.
right, can it? I've been fucking shocked before on this thing. I'm gonna say. Oh, why did I pick that?
Who picked what?
Yes!
Yeah, boy.
No, you fucker! It's a shoe!
No, it's not. It's the hammer, isn't
Is it fucking really?
Oh my
Look what we
god.
have here.
I said fruit.
What?
I was like, a tomato's a fruit.
The Three Stooges are still huge over there. And we're done.
I'm not gonna say they're dumb, but Portuguese people need to find a new hobby or something. Tomato fruit.
Well, if they're hitting each other, if they're
lines.
fucking hitting each other with hammers, I'd say so.
Category.
I don't know.
Okay, here's the question. Located within the municipal boundaries of Kirkland Lake, Ontario, there lies the controversially named village of blank. Type in your lies now.
Is Ontario near where you live?
Okay,
Canada.
here you go. Find the truth.
Oh. It's like east side, isn't it?
You wouldn't have done the dots, god damn it. It's FU. That's what it is. It's fucking called FU because it's abbreviated for like fucking something
Yeah,
else.
French Union or something.
Yeah. So I picked swastika. How the fuck I pick swastika?
Dude, it's not. Oh, I picked that. You got it right, didn't you?
Yeah. I was
The
like,
village of the swastika.
And the
fucked
rest of the
up.
board goes unselected.
oh, you can hear me. How can you? Oh, that's on your side then. Okay.
What? Yeah, of course I can hear you.
No, but I can hear the echo
What is
a
a-
little bit somewhere.
Bangirder. What
Like
is-
bang girder. I was just trying to say something like kind of controversial. With,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
like a town name at the end of it.
Bone.
Okay, here's the question. Barbara E. Maddock wrote the book A Guide to Bone Blank of the 19th and early 20th centuries. Enter your lies now.
Okay.
Okay, here are your choices.
Maybe it is Bone Man.
Okay, let's
Fuck.
take a look.
Yes.
Whoa! Fuck you! I thought it had to be it.
Bone broth. Yeah.
Toothbrushes.
That would be a small book. Yeah.
And that means...
Would they make it out of fucking elephant tusk or something?
Oh shit! You fuck.
Brothmen. We are the Brothmen.
We are the Brothmen of society.
Alright, pick a category.
I heard myself in the background go, "Oh, fuck you."
Okay, here's the question. It's time for a road trip. When visiting Paris, Texas, check out their replica of the Eiffel Tower with a giant red blank on top. Type in your lies now. Okay, which one's the truth?
That's hard. I don't know.
Let's see what everybody selected.
It's got to be the one that you couldn't think of. Yeah.
Hey, we both got it.
Yeah, I was like, you wouldn't think of cowboy hat.
Nobody fell for some of these ingenious lies.
What are you saying? I'm fucking dumb or something? Huh?
No.
Me?
I'm just like, I'm basing it. If I don't know the answer, then I immediately go to what you would say.
Oh, look at that. We both went cross.
Oh.
Fucking religion on our minds.
Category.
Oh, yeah, after I said cross, we went cross. Okay.
These are all... Oh, I'll go Morocco.
Morocco!
Here's the question. In 2003, Morocco made the highly unusual offer to send 2,000 blank to assist the United States war effort in Iraq. Enter your
Okay.
lies now.
I feel like I know the answer to this, but maybe I'm wrong.
All right, where's the truth?
It's not going to be troops, because that's too obvious, I think. But who knows?
I'm not helping.
Okay, what did everyone pick?
Yeah, you're trying real hard. You're like, I'm not going to say anything.
Come on!
Yeah, boy!
Fuck you, dude! Monkeys?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
I always thought Morocco,
As a
like,
way
I
to
have this
detonate
picture of Morocco in my head, it's just like a
bombs and
fucking
to be
desert. And I'm like,
hilarious.
would there be monkeys? And I'm like,
that's it.
it's probably not a
Nobody else's
desert.
lies got picked.
It's probably not that you're thinking that, yeah?
Yeah, sometimes you like have pictures of like certain nations in your head and you're like, that's pretty fucking stereotypical.
You're right, you gotta... I gotta curb that thinking as of now. Fuck you. You know what, alien? Bastard. I can win it right here. No, I can't. Yeah, I can if you fuck it up.
It's worth triple.
Yep,
It's
you just fucking
anybody's
banned me.
game.
Forever.
No, if you fuck it up, don't... I mean, I can still win.
Name for a group of porcupines. Type in your lies now. Okay, here are your choices.
That's gotta be it. That's gotta be
Reckon
it.
you got it? Reckon you got
I
it?
think I got it. I got it. I got it.
You don't got it.
The fuck, dude?
That's not even my lie, that was theirs. A bully of porcupines.
A prickle? I thought that would be your fucking stupid thing.
No, I was a punk.
A punk?
A punk of
I said a
porcupines.
prick. Oh, well, shit.
Oh, sorry, bro.
It's all good,
Where
man.
rolls. Alright, man. I'm gonna have to go now, but we should do this again and get a few more people on, eh?
You're banned for fucking ever. Just
What?
kidding. You're banned forever.
Banned. You're a banned forever.
But, okay, yeah. That was fun, man. I actually liked it. We should definitely do it again.
Yeah. Alright, man. That was cool.
Yeah.
I'll catch you later and see you later, everybody. Bye.
Okay, bye, man. Oh, well, hello. Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you doing today? I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing well. I'll probably take this next half hour to, first off, take a piss, because I really got to take a piss again. And then after that, maybe rage on some Twitter, maybe rage on some YouTube videos I don't like, because it's what I usually do, like, by myself, so why not include you guys? So if you want to go along for that ride, then I'll be right back. I'll get off soon.
Me and Kayla are playing prop hunt.
Are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fucking fucking killed myself by jumping off a cliff as a what's those things called? They put out fires. Fire extinguisher.
Oh, really? Nice. Okay, so we have 2 viewers. Let's do one more thing, cause I feels like it. Cause I feels like talking.
So a couple of years ago,
more.
a guy whose channel's name is Rationality Rules, I'll just call him Rob. Don't know what his name is. He put out a video criticizing my theory.
I'll just call him Rob. Is his name Rob? I think his name, it might be Rob. I'll just call him Rob.
Of ethics. I put out a rebuttal video, and then in this one you can see he just went kind of nuts. He's like now defaming me. He's calling me a plagiarist. He's all kinds of hysterical.
Stefan.
He's saying that I've initiated the use of force, that I'm a thief, that I'm stealing. Just really wild stuff.
Done all those things.
So I'm not going to continue after this, but this is worth a rebuttal just so you can see.
Is it? Well, let's deal with the stealing thing real quick, should we? It's not supposed to be in all caps. Idiot, Jared. Fucking can't even spell, you fucking asshole, Jared. What are you doing? Alright. Right, where's the stealing? Leftist thinking, abusive, claim to bunk by books. Here you go. Alright, so let's deal with the stealing really quick.
And so there is the question of the noble lie. And the problem is I'm a bad liar, right? So because I focus so much on trying to achieve verifiable, objective, rational truth, the idea that I would stand in front of a crowd and tell them something that was utterly false is, well, you could make a case under some situations where that might be of value, but it's not something I could ever really achieve. I'm a bad liar, right? So I've written entire books, an entire book, or most of it, called The Origins of War and Child Abuse by Lloyd DeMoss. The idea that I would stand in front of a crowd and tell them something that was utterly false is, I've written entire books, an entire book, or most of it, called The Origins of War and Child Abuse by Lloyd DeMoss.
Okay, and first off, I don't do this to try to, like, just gotcha, Stefan. It's how you deem someone to be inappropriate is not one instance of a mistake. Obviously, I make mistakes. Everyone who is online makes mistakes in one way or the other. This is not something that I tend to go after. But it is a continuance and a reproductive value of the way that they do these things. It continually shows up again and again. And Stefan moves with the times in such a way that you could never deem him to be politically adverse at any time, because he tries to stay directly in tune with the alternative culture, meaning whatever the alternative culture is saying at the time, he will adopt as the pretty much the plethora of anti-government. And this is what he does all the time, and apparently enough to do so where he actually deems he wrote a book. Now, I could never personally, this is how I usually manage whether I'll say something to someone or not online. It's if I could deem it, if I could do it personally behind closed doors, I'm not going to defame or try to defame someone for it. Now, if I say, okay, even behind closed doors, I would never ever think of acting in such a way. Then I say, okay, if the person's willing to do it in front of all these people, then he should be called out if one in person should feel the effects of such an action. But he doesn't. And this is why I think he's, more than anybody, more than Jordan Peterson, more than really anybody I've ever had a thing to say about online. I have many, many bad things to say about Stefan on a plethora of different topics, not just one. It's a culmination of his entire career that has culminated in one lie after the other. So, oh, you're going to try to defame Stefan? Stefan does that willingly on a regular basis. The difference is that retarded people who follow Stefan don't understand the fucking difference between rhetoric and facts. And that's where you get these cult-type figures, is when people really don't want to do any of their own thinking. They want to clamor on to figureheads. Something I'll never get, really. Very nice production value, Dave Lordy. I love it. Very good.
I guess how nasty some people can become. So here's how his video starts. This is a scenario, my friend. This is a scenario right here. You did it 2 years ago. It's a scenario right here, right now. You have the chance to reject the truth. UPB is wrong, and it will permanently enhance the well-being of people. Okay, so he starts with the very end of my video. My video was like an hour and a half, and rather than do a snip and clip of his video, I went through the whole thing, right? I didn't just cherry pick, I went through the whole thing. Now, his foundational moral principle, his foundational moral stance was this. He said...
Okay, first off, this is also a thing that annoys me online, is the fact that people cannot tell the difference of when you take someone's video intentionally trying to misrepresent them, and then you take someone's video for time's sake, and then you cut it down for the sheer principle of it being too long. And, Stefan, you make hour-long videos every single fucking day. To think that we could make a rebuttal to every single claim that you make is absurd. We take the fundamental claims that you make, the ones that appear often, and I do not believe Rationality Rules to be a dishonest person like you, because usually his videos are filled with evidence and facts and things that I can actually jump on board with. Your videos are all based in rhetoric and condemnation of people who disagree with you. Now, I would like to hear actual arguments for UPB other than the fact that your character is being assassinated. Because it's not. It's your argument.
If I had to choose between the truth and the well-being of organisms, I would choose the well-being of organisms every single time. Now, that's utilitarianism, which he did not credit.
Okay, well, that actually is... See, here's the thing. He can make contradictory statements all the time in his core principles. So when he says that I will take evolution over what is truth, that's kind of a Jordan Peterson argument. What's advantageous or what's pragmatic to a species is ultimately more true than the metaphysical concepts we can come up with in our minds about what truth consists of. And obviously he ties biology into religiosity and this whole fucking thing. But these spiels that he gives are it's conjecture. Try to watch him map out an argument and watch how it just diverges all over the place.
Just wanted to point out, apparently I'm a big plagiarist for talking about common philosophical concepts, but he, quoting directly from the utilitarian school of thought, is not. So he said, I would choose the well-being of organisms over the truth every single time. And then I said, well, UPB bans rape, theft, assault, and murder. So if you're saying UPB is false, then you must be saying that you prefer the truth over that which benefits human beings for sure, because human beings are harmed by rape, theft, assault, and murder. So this was my argument, just saying, by your standards, what you're doing is immoral, which means that you need to change your standards, right? I mean, because you want to be a good person.
Okay, first off, he's moving into this argument with the assumption that his argument is already correct, not really giving the outliers of what UPB is. UPB is universally preferable behavior, and it's done on a logical foundation, meaning it's trying to be a realist perspective on ethics and a way of separating us from moral ethics that have to do with God. But the way that I prefer this argument to go, and realism to go in cahoots with ethics, is not UPB. UPB is a logical argument that only consists of logic and never consists of normativity. It only consists of descriptive statements of how one ought to act in accordance with this logic that I perceive to be true. So the fact that he is saying that there is a universal preferable behavior, that is true, but the basis in which he tries to define that as being true is not. That's the best way I could define it at the beginning as we get farther into it.
But you didn't take that, did you? So even by your own argument, you're not only wrong, you're immoral.
Right. So just to reiterate, I didn't say he was immoral. I said by your own argument, right? If you say I will choose the well-being of organisms over the truth, but UPB is wrong, even though UPB will serve the well-being of organisms, then you've made a huge moral mistake, right?
A few weeks ago, Stefan Molyneux published...
I don't know, Stephanie, you didn't really describe it all that well, but we're going to listen because I understand your argument, I understand universal preferable behavior, and I also understand ethics that are grounded in utilitarianism and consequences and the real world. It's just the fact that the way you try to conceive of ethics as being insurmountable by logic is something that I have a problem with. Obviously, our nature in cahoots with our reason drives us forward, given that empathy is a part of our nature. Empathy is not necessarily rational, but it is a part of how we conform our society. It is a part of the conversation when we talk about ethics. Emotions have something to do with that. It's actually the primary reason why we're concerned about ethics would be empathy, but how we drive that as a positive force into the world is reason. Because empathy alone will have you be doing things that are illogical. There could be 15 babies in a room, and if you don't kill those babies, then a million other babies will die. Well, ethics would say you cannot harm babies in the meantime in order to save millions. Well, I'm of the thinking that millions of babies are more important than the babies right in front of you. So ethics would say you can't harm anything right in front of you. Well, war, violence in order to protect yourself, all these things contradict that type of nature. You have to, at some point, be willing to protect or enact violence to protect values. And if you don't, then you're a pacifist who gets taken over by those who deem their moral values to trump yours. And we would like a society where all our moral values are in cahoots with one another, where we can live prosperous lives among one another without having it interfere with each other. That's the problem that we have right now. It's not people believing in different things, because that's innocuous. You believe in a fucking unicorn, I don't care. If you believe in this certain thing that dictates our policy, then I have something to say about it.
A response to my video titled Universally Preferable Behavior.
Now, I just want to point out something that is not an argument, but is kind of an irritant, which is throughout the video, my book, my theory, and everything is called Universally Preferable Behavior, but he consistently refers to it as universally preferable behavior. It's not the end of the world, it's not a massive argument, but it does show a particular kind of carelessness if you can't even get the name of the theory and the book right.
It's UBI, man, and it also doesn't matter if you get... This is also something that I can't get off my back either, with the fact of... I'm very much in tune with philosophy, or else I would like to think that I've studied up on it enough to hold my ground in conversations. But there is a certain type that'll say, oh, if you can't identify this certain argument, or if you can't identify this certain statement of, like, of what something is called inside of a specific field, well, then you're not qualified to speak. and this is just absolutely wrong. You can be versed in many different topics without knowing the verbiage or the actual, the language that goes along with it. You don't have to know what, you don't have to know what the arguments against God are called in order to know what the arguments against God are logically. So it's just he's nitpicking like a little bitch.
Just pointed that out.
Debunked.
This is universally preferable behavior debunked.
Within it, he, according to him, rebutted my criticisms, and this is my rebuttal of his rebuttal. But first, please forgive their
so he's
opponents
got some
and
card game.
whose rebuttal. Debunked.
Debunked, all right.
It's been 3 years since I created my original video, and it shows. At the time, my equipment was poor and my time was scarce, and consequently, I had to yell at the microphone in order for it to pick up my voice. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm not sure. So he says his time was scarce, but the video is chock full of excerpts from my audiobook, of screen.
Yeah, again, this is also a dumb thing that someone will do. Basically, I'm throwing shade at Rationality Rules right now, saying that you don't need to preface everything by saying my last argument was ill-conceived, because then you just kind of lay waste to your own argument. If your last argument was ill-conceived, then you shouldn't have made it. You know? You don't go back justifying what you got wrong. You say I was wrong. So even though that, yeah, universally preferable behavior is wrong, still not a good look.
Screenshots of my book, of graphics that were animated. So to me, if you had enough time to do that, I don't do that kind of stuff. It's just me and a camera for the most part. But if you have the time to put together all